raw.
Jimmy Juice Podcast, man.
Let's go, let's go.
Figgy Feed, best in the world, that's what he do, know what I'm talking about. Ryan Rock, born and raised in the H-Town, Houston, Texas. Know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Let's go in the jacuzzi, smoking threats. I got my feet up. Cut them haters off, I told them beat it. I don't need you. Spend 50 racks in cash, but it's all good. I got my visa. This rolling got them staring at me like the Mona Lisa. My ghetto, Nike. I beat it like a creature. She always like my sneakers. These Jordan 5 pink aces. Let's go. I'm knocking them down, baby, back in the row. He really the one.
They already know.
So none of my chains go put on the show.
Giving out gems, sipping my juice. Counting the beans, addicted to ends. I need to back in on whatever I do. We get it in on the daily. I get it rocking like this with the 80. We really 10 toes down on the pavement. What's up? We about to see what they saying.
Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Let's go. Gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Rockin' gym, vippin' juice. Let's go, let's go.
What do you have to say to everyone if we still consider the Astros cheaters?
Where the bitches at? Where the bitches at? It's supposed to be titties. Where the fucking titties and the bitches?
For the plane out to Cleveland like that. You sliding around playing Eminem in your car, you and your old lady?
Oh yeah. We back at it.
Yeah.
We back at it, man. Had to tear up a little bit because I saw Big Pokey in that Sitting Sideways video during the intro. It just reminded me, man, that we lost to H-Town legend this past weekend. Big Pokey, of course, unfortunately passed away at the age of 45. This H-Town legend, man, it was just sad news. I remember waking up to it. I was like, yeah, it was just sad, man. It was thinking about all the H-Town legends who we just lost too soon, man. There's so many that are gone, especially in the SUC, man. It's like, a lot of these dudes didn't even make it to 50, weren't even close to really making it to 50, man. And it's really unfortunate. You know, DJ Screw, of course, Fat Pat, Big Hawk, Big Mello, and now Big Pokey, man. It's like it's Big Mo as well. It's too many, man. It's too many.
Yeah, it's really sad, man, because he was still out here active.
Yeah.
And I was just like, he was such an entertaining dude. Like outside of just the music, just listening to him talk was entertaining, man. My favorite back and forth is him and Lil Kiki.
Yep.
On Instagram Live talking about bacon in the oven and bacon on the skillet. Like they were so entertaining, man. He was so entertaining. It was sad to see him go this early, man. It's kind of weird because like whenever somebody passes away, especially a rapper, you kind of think the worst. Like, oh, he was shot or this happened or that happened. Like, I kind of like, this is, look, it's not good no matter what way you spin it. But to me, him doing what he did, what he loved to do, to go out that way is just like, man, that's, it's no good way to go out. But him performing on stage like that, doing something he loved, something that I always knew him to do was, I guess it was, I don't even want to say better, but I'd rather that than somebody get killed, because I always think the worst every time I hear some rapper died. But yeah, rest in peace to Big Pokey, man. I hate that I had to wake up to that too.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, man. And I didn't see a cause of death. I don't know if it ever had been released, but It also gets me when it's a health related thing too, man. Like, yeah, nobody wants to see somebody get shot and killed, but also I hate when somebody like not even 50 years old dies of some kind of health complication that could have been prevented. Maybe, I don't know. Sometimes it's just something that catches up and you just had no idea. Like a blood clot could just take you out and you had no signs of it. Or it could be something that was a symptom of a lifestyle that just had to slow down at some point. But I don't know what happened. So I'm not even gonna try to speculate, but it's just really unfortunate, man. I was a fan of Big Pokey. I bumped his last album, man. I talked about it on the podcast, that Sensei
you
album.
broke it down, yeah.
And I enjoyed it, man. He still had it. And I don't know, he was just a cool rapper, man. It's like I remember listening to Sitting Sideways. First off, I thought it was really dope that Paul Wall put him on Sitting Sideways, thinking about the fact that was his like major label debut, and I'm sure the label would have preferred him to have somebody who was big and mainstream in the industry or some kind of pop feature on it. And he said, nah, fuck it. We sampled Big Pokey. We put Big Pokey on the record.
Yeah, I think it is some truth to that. I think I forgot who said it, but I think it was somebody else on that song originally. And it was either that person or Big Pokey to take off of it. And I think he made the right decision to put Big Pokey on there. And I thought that was dope because that was my first introduction to Big Pokey.
Yeah.
Because I was up in Cleveland, I was a kid, and I heard of Paul Wall, obviously, but I never heard of Big Pokey. So that was my introduction to Big Pokey.
Yeah, for a lot of people, man. And he had songs that were on the radio here, but nationwide, that was definitely his biggest exposure. And that's one thing that Paul Wall and Chamillionaire did that I respected, man, because Chamillionaire put Lil Flip on his first single too. And this was at the time when Lil Flip, had been losing a lot of steam. That whole thing with T.I. then went off, and people asked him, like, why did he put Lil Flip on a single? When Lil Flip was just kind of thought of as a has-been at that point. And Chamillionaire was like, look, man, Lil Flip put me on records when nobody knew who I was. He sold 1 million and he put me on his own shit, and he did verses for me. So, and that's Paul Wall as well. But giving respect to the OG, man, you sample Big Pokey. So many rappers we see that sample rappers that are still alive, but don't put them on the record.
Yeah.
So he sampled Big Pokey's classic line from a June 27th freestyle, and he put him on the record as well for a verse. So yeah, that was always dope, man. And Big Pokey, just a H-Town legend, and it's very sad, especially with this thing that happened with ESG recently too. It's just, I don't know, it's just depressing to see. It's way too early for this type of shit, man. I feel.
Yeah, and not to mention, this is a legendary group in Houston, man.
Yeah,
it's a legendary crew, and it always sucked because I feel like in hip hop, hip hop is still new, but we haven't got to the place where we can grow old. We can be, it could be a 60-year-old rapper or us, paying homage to a 60-year-old crew that's in their 60s or something. And it seemed like we always go early, man. So it's very sad, man. It's so sad.
And you think about how new hip hop is, man. Like a lot of the originators of hip hop are still alive. Like Melly Mel is still alive, Grandmaster Flash, like a lot of the OG rappers,
DJ
first
Kool
rappers.
Yeah. Kool Herc.
Oh, yeah, Cool. Yeah, everybody, people who founded hip hop are still alive. Nobody who founded rock and roll is still alive, man.
Yeah.
All those people have been Chuck Berry, Little Richard, like all the folks, Elvis, one of the biggest ones. Like all those people are gone now. So hip hop is so new that a lot of the originators, people who founded it, are still around, man.
Yeah.
So but it's always sad to see some of the OGs go so early, man. So
yeah, it is.
R.I.P. Big Pokey, man. Hope him and his family are doing well right now. So
Yeah, and Big Poke, like as Big Pokey would say, cook your bacon in the oven. Cook your bacon in the oven so it can be straight and pretty. And I agree with him on that too, man. I think bacon in the oven is good.
Yeah, I don't dine on the swine, man. So I don't know about that. I can't speak on the bacon.
Put it in the oven so it can be nice and pretty.
R.I.P. Big Po, yo, Po Dina, Big Pokey himself, man. It's very sad news, but
the hardest pit in the litter.
Hardest pit in the litter, man. But we moved, man. We moved. So another week, Matt Smith on Facebook giving an RIP to Big Pokey. Yeah, man. We paying respects to the H-Town legend, man. So back to the podcast, man. Back to the regularly scheduled programming. A lot going down now, man. We just had the NBA draft. We'll just jump into that real quick since there's isn't really much to talk about with that shit. So the Rockets were very predictable in their picks. They got Amen Thompson and Cam Whitmore in the first round. Figgy, did you have any thoughts about the draft in particular?
Not really, man. I mean, we kind of, like you said, it was predictable. Well, I didn't predict Cam Whitmore going to the Rockets. I thought he was gonna pick get picked a little earlier, probably top 10 or something like that. But he slid down for some reason, maybe health concerns and maybe attitude. I heard a few things, but I was okay. I don't care at this point, man.
Yeah.
I was pissed they didn't get the number 1 and number 2. So at that point, I would have been all right if they got 3. Because they would have got at least Brandon Miller or Scoop. So I would have been fine with that. But they got the one position where it don't even matter at that point. Because everybody knows that people was tanking for Wemby. So, if you didn't get number 1, cool, you would have settled for Scoot Henderson or Brandon Miller. Like I would have been fine with 2, but they got the number 4 overall pick, man. That's how you know the NBA don't fuck with the Rockets.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the owner don't fucked it up with his little comment, man. So after that, I knew it was off the table for the Rockets to get the number 1 pick.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen with the Rockets, how they look, what they're going to do in free agency because they got a shit ton of young players, man. I just don't know how. Like, I don't know if all of them going to be on the team like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have to bring in some veterans and all that. But I'm kind of intrigued, but I'm more it is what it is. They ain't getting none of the people out, I originally wanted. So.
Yeah. Matt Smith asked, such Rockets luck, though. Is it rigged? Look, man, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some manipulation in the NBA lottery. But, I mean, look, it could be worse. We could be the Pistons, who I believe had like a worse record and pick 5th. Didn't they have the worst record in the league, I think?
Yeah, but they had the number 1 overall pick like a couple years ago, though.
Yeah, see, so like
they looked out for them.
Oh, you got your turn a few years ago now.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, like, we all knew, even on this podcast months before, we was like, Spurs get a number 1 pick.
Yes.
we all guessed it, and then that's exactly what happened.
They then too loyal, man.
Yeah, and then the journalists, I know people were like, oh, the Rockets were so close to getting the number 1 pick. You didn't see what happened behind it. I'm like, fuck that. No, don't try to cover for the league now. We know this shit is rigged, okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear how close the Rockets were to get the number 1 pick.
Everybody and their mama knew it was going to the Spurs. Like history showed that they look out for the Spurs.
Yeah.
So I seen that coming a mile away.
Yeah, no surprises, man. And was it me or was the NBA draft pretty boring in general? Like the coverage,
it was awful, man.
Yeah,
it wasn't even boring. It was just awful. Like I wonder what happened because in the past, they usually had the A team out there, man. You usually have like a Mike Greenberg, you had Stephen A. Smith, you had Jalen Rote. You have all these people that's like focused on that. Dog, I was sitting there watching. I'm like, why is Malika Andrews up here? And then I'm like, is that JJ Redick? And then I seen some other young lady. I guess she played. I don't know. She played
WNBA player. Yeah, they've been going heavy on getting WNBA players in NBA coverage.
I'm like, I'm watching ESPN. I'm like, is this the team that's covering all of this? I'm like, what is going on? And it was just awful, man. And so I realized they were actually airing it on ABC too. So I went to ABC, and that was a little better because Stephen A was on there.
Yeah.
But I'm like, who are these people? I'm man, I'm like, who is this person? It seemed like nobody cared, man.
Yeah, it is not just that. I mean, look, ESPN coverage for basketball has just been bad. You know, it's been bad for a while. Like they can't hold a candle to TNT, period. But it's not even just that. It was the fact that there's some that like the NBA draft is just ass now because you don't know anybody. I looked up like, dog, there was one player in the top 5 who went to college.
Yes, everybody's from overseas or in the G Unite.
What the fuck is the overtime elite? Dog, they're showing highlights in empty empty arenas. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? You gonna start taking niggas from fucking the YMCA or some shit now? Like, dog, there's a lot of who the fuck is this? And then the time it took for them to announce, like, did they really have to run the clock down for Victor Wemby? We knew he was going, dog. They drew that out for no reason at all. They could have said, welcome to the 2023 NBA draft. Spurs take Victor #1. Just got it out the right way right there. They had to build it. They had a clock counting down. Like, motherfucker, we know who's going #1, dog. Why even that was insane that they actually tried to put some drama in it. Like, just get it out the way, man. Have him get up there, have him cry, see his mama and all that, and let's get on to the other picks. We know who's going #1.
Yeah. How did you feel about the part whenever they get drafted and then they sit on the couch with their family for the little interview with what's her name? Monica Minut.
Yeah, I mean, I understand for like maybe the first 3 picks. I think that it went on a little too long. And then like these kids are teenagers, man. It's like after a while it got awkward. It's like just get on with the picks, man. It was way too drawn out. I felt like they thought this was like the NFL where we really wanted to know. Like, there's an attachment to these players in the NFL because you've been watching them if you're a football head.
Yeah, you watch college football, so
yeah. So a lot of players you already know, and there's franchise changers, and there's all types of people. But for the NBA, man, it's like, okay, it's some dude who played in some league I never heard of. And now it's like, all right, he's supposed to change our franchise around. Okay, we'll see. But yeah, it was pretty bad, man.
It was rough. And then on top of that, the interviews on the couch. Like, look, I feel like all these parents don't need to be talking, man.
Yeah.
Like, some of them are just not. Look, man, my parents, they can't get in front of a mic and, do an interview like that on TV. So it was just super awkward, man. They were asking stuff like, "Oh, how does it feel for your son to get drafted in the first round?" And, "Oh, it's good. I'm just proud of him." And it's like, and I'm not mad at them because look, they're not in the spotlight. So like, why is you putting them on the spotlight? If you don't take these players to the side and interview them real quick, ask them 3 questions and keep it moving. Why you gotta do this whole couch thing, man?
Look, ESPN banned the only interesting NBA dad or parent, period, in LeVar Ball. Okay, he was the only one who was interesting, and you wanted to hear what he had to say. Everybody else, man, we don't get to hear from their parents. We don't have to see the whole family on the couch. Like, this is not Oprah, okay? You can move it on.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it was just bad overall, man. It's like I'm getting to the point where does it even need to be televised? Really?
Yeah, man. It was looking like the WNBA draft, man.
Mhm.
It was bad.
Part of me wonders now that I think ESPN feels bad about how the Jokic pick went, how he was picked and they were in a fucking Taco Bell commercial break or something. So now I feel like they're overdoing it with the coverage to kind of make up for that.
Yeah.
So just in case there's another Jokic coming, they can know, hey, we had the interview, we gave him his just due, because that keeps getting thrown in their face. Like, yeah, this dude just two-time MVP, NBA champion, Finals MVP, and he was picked during a commercial break.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
maybe they're trying to make up for that mistake.
They was hyping up every single pick like they were the Nets LeBron or something. Yeah. Every single pick. This was a great pick for the Detroit Pistons. Damn. Like, no, we in the second round.
Yeah. Nah, we're in. Doc, I remember they used to like list the strengths and weaknesses and all that shit. And they, sometimes it would be cold-blooded. It would be like, this guy has a bad attitude or attitude issues and stuff. Yeah. They don't even do that no more. This is this fucking soft-ass Giannis complaining league where we can't criticize nobody no more. So it's all got to be positive coverage for every pick.
Yeah, and my favorite is the comparison. So it's like every person is compared to like a star.
Yeah.
So yeah, he reminds me a lot of Paul George.
And every white player is compared to a white player, and every black player compared to a black. I never heard a white player be like, "Oh, he's a lot like Trevor Ariza or somebody, or Ja Morant." Yeah, you never hear that. You always hear he's like a Kevin Love,
or JJ
Redick. He's like a JJ Redick. Yeah, so it is ridiculous, man. Yeah, it is funny though.
How you feel about your girl Malika Andrews bringing up the Brandon Miller situation?
Look,
because they were jumping on her online about that.
I mean,
I didn't have a problem with it because it's something you got to bring up. I felt like because that was a big deal when he was in college, but. People said she put a little extra sauce on it.
I mean, I heard it, and or at least the clip of it, and I didn't think it was that bad. Look, I know we've been vocal about Malika and some of the shit she said, how she tried to low key throw some shit at Jalen Rose for hugging her inappropriately, talking about he was putting his fingers in her armpit when clearly they were not even close to her armpit.
Yeah.
But I didn't think, look, that was a major story, man. Yeah. That you have to bring, like, in the draft, things like that get brought up. You know, when Allen Iverson was drafted, they brought his legal issues into it too. Like, they talk about these things, man. It was a pretty big story. And he just asked him, did it affect his draft stock, or is the team worried about it? That's a journalist question you have to ask, man. I didn't think it was overly done. You know, she's had instances where, you know, I want to say that new Celtics coach who took over when Ime Udoka, the guy who replaced Ime Udoka.
Yeah.
They brought up like some shit from like 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, she brought up some shit from like 15 years ago. Some misdemeanor. Like, it's something ridiculous, man. And it had nothing to do.
Something that happened when he was in college.
Yeah, like something that happened 10 years ago that wasn't even serious. And she brought it up like he was interviewing for a corporate job or something. And he had to explain himself. So that was strange. But this one was a big story. I didn't have a problem with it, but I just don't like Malika Andrews, period. In general, I think she's just kind of annoying and way too uptight, but that's just me. Everybody got their opinion.
Yeah.
So what else? Anything else in sports going on right now before we switch topics to music and culture and all that?
Ja Morant got 25 games.
Oh, yeah. The hammer was finally dropped.
Yeah.
25 games. Apparently, of course, he's going to appeal it. The NBA Players Union said that it's overreaching. He made a statement at first, which seemed like he was going to accept it, but then apparently there were some other statements made or leaks made that he thinks he's being targeted and all that. So, what do you think about this suspension, man? Do you think it was excessive? Do you think it was too much or not enough?
I think it was just right. Like, I have no problem with it. I ain't think it was too much, and I also ain't think it wasn't enough. Like, I think it was just fine, man. I seen a lot of people overreacting, pretty much saying, "Oh, I thought it should have been like 50," and I'm like, 50 games for, and that's where I go back to what the fuck did he do? Like, what, like 50 games for showing a gun on Instagram Live? Like, I thought that was a little too much. But 25 games, let's be honest, man. I think he's getting 25 games for pretty much laughing at Adam Silver for giving him the whatever 8 games or whatever he got the first time. Because he pretty much he got the little games and he pretty much did the same thing he did before. So I think that's why he got the 25 games. I don't think it was necessarily because of what he did on Instagram Live. So I think the 25 games is just right. And honestly, he probably would have missed that anyway with like load management and all that shit. So yeah, man, I think it's just right, man. He actually took a big blow for all of this anyway. So I just think it didn't make sense to suspend the man for 50 to 75 or whatever people were trying to say, 50, 60 games and all that. Look, man, I thought he lost his shoe deal, but apparently I guess he didn't. I guess Nike didn't punt on his shoe.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they starting to think a little bit now instead of
they gonna roll out the redemption tour like they did with the Tiger Woods. Remember when Tiger Woods went through his shit? Yeah, and they had that commercial like just zoomed in on his face and some shit like his dad was telling him, like some quote from his dad talking about how you messed up, son, and or so like some shit just talking down on him. It was very awkward.
Yeah,
I feel like they'll do something like that for John Morant.
Yes, and yeah, I can see them doing that because at first I thought he just lost his shoe. I thought they did what they did with Kyrie Irving, but I think they was like, let's hold on to him. Like, we don't care about all that stuff. We can let go of Kyrie Irving, but we ain't letting go of this guy. So I think the 25 games was good, man. Just move on. Hopefully he don't get in any trouble. But yeah, 25 games was cool.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be conditional. I guess they're actually going to make him do something real this time. But then again, who knows? Because supposedly he went to therapy or something in like 2 weeks and was suddenly better. And people said he was making all this progress, and then he did the same thing. So I don't know. Personally, I don't really give a shit. I just thought it was funny how Adam Silver pumped this up like it was going to be something major.
Yeah,
you know, he was like, we got to wait. We're going to wait until the NBA finals are over because we don't want it to overshadow the NBA finals. And then when it happened, people talked about it for like a day and it was over.
Yeah.
You know, like 25 games. Yeah.
He could have announced this during the finals.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really care. Like, look, he did it to himself ultimately. And I'm not sure he learned a lesson because I thought he would have learned it last time. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see, man. I heard it being kicked around with the Rockets consider making a deal for John Morant if I think we talked about this, didn't we? But I definitely would take John Morant. Like, don't even entertain that shit, man. Some people actually said they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are insane, man.
Yeah, no, I would take him in a heartbeat. I would take him. I would take Kyrie Irving.
Yes. all the canceled people in the NBA. Bring them over here, man. We can fix them. Ime can fix them, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. It's funny too because I felt like some people was the same thing was skipped around with Zion Williamson. Would you trade for Zion.
See that?
I don't know about that, man.
Yeah, he don't ever play, man.
Yeah, people were saying they rather take him over Kyrie. I'm like, at least Kyrie show up and play.
Yeah, most of the time.
But like when Kyrie ball out, man, like this dude Zion can't even get on the court. So I'd rather roll the dice on Kyrie before I roll the dice on Zion, man.
Yeah, nah. Zion made Kyrie look like the Iron Man player of the year or some shit, man. Like Zion just missed whole seasons basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, his health is just too much of an issue, man.
I was looking at his like his accomplishments in the NBA. I'm like, how he make 2 All-Star games? Like 2 All-Star teams. Like, damn. Like it must have been some type of fan voting or something.
I mean,
I don't remember him having that much. I think he did win maybe Rookie of the Year or something like that. But I don't remember him having a standout season where it's like, oh yeah, he's an all-star. You need to put him in the game. I don't remember none of that. Maybe it was during COVID or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, looking back, it was probably we just didn't pay attention because number one, he's playing in New Orleans and they're bad, and number two, he was out all the time. I think we noticed more than when he was out for an injury than when he actually played. Same thing with Anthony Davis. You know, Anthony Davis has the occasional really good game, but we focus more on he's hurt again, he's out another 2 weeks. He could have a stretch of like 5 great games. We don't really give a shit. Yeah. But once the injury thing comes up, injury prone, here he goes again. So I think that's also like the narrative we build in our head about certain players, how if it fits the narrative, then that's all we remember. So it could be that too.
Yeah.
What up, everybody in the comments? What up, Ernesto? See you in the YouTube comments, man. Good to see y'all back this week. And then he said it was multiple incidents, though. It was like 2 or 3 things before he flashed the gun. Yeah, but those things were never proven. It was just some allegations. And from what I read of the press release that the NBA put out about the suspension, it didn't mention any of that stuff. It just mentioned the fact that he pulled out a gun knowingly, knowing that his friend was recording on live, and he still did it. So, I didn't hear another pump fake from Adam Silver. Oh, we have additional information. What was it? I mean, it sounded like everything we already knew. Yeah, we knew the information he was being recorded because he was looking at the fucking camera, and he pulled out a gun, and we knew he pulled out a gun because we had a screenshot of it happening. So the additional information was just
the information me and you got.
Exactly. There was a lot of pump. Like Adam Silver tried to sell this like it was fucking a movie coming out or something, man. Like, what the fuck? He was teasing shit.
Yeah.
We're not going to announce it. Yeah, we're going to wait till the end of the finals, but we have additional information. So, what is it? Well, I wonder what it is. And there was nothing. So
that was crazy, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess he's trying to promote the league by any means necessary.
Yeah. It kind of I ain't gonna lie. I kind of miss David Stern, man. Rest in peace to David Stern. But I guess I don't realize how good you have it until that person is gone and stuff like this happen, because I feel like David Stern wouldn't have played around with this. And I felt like people respected him a lot. Now I feel like players treat Adam Silver like he's a substitute teacher.
Yeah.
They just running over this guy, man. I'm like, man.
Yeah. I mean, like we made this point before, man. I think no matter who the commissioner is, you're going to hate him. You know, you're just not going to like the commissioner because he's going to do things you don't agree with. He's going to change the game in ways that you don't agree with. Remember, we all thought the dress code was racist. You know, we thought certain things he was doing was just a little suspect, man. And the whole thing about the block Chris Paul trade that Lakers fans still are annoyed with to this day. And certain things was just like, I don't know. You're just gonna hate the commissioner no matter who he is, I feel, in general. So I've never seen a sport where the fans are like, this commissioner is doing a good job. fucking NFL dude just got the an extension, didn't he?
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and everybody still thinks he's a devil, and he's not gonna last. No, he keeps getting extensions because they think he's doing a great job. So
yeah, I actually think like I give him a little bit of credit too. I feel like he's doing like he's to me my biggest problem with the NBA between the NBA and the NFL. I feel like the NBA kind of look at Twitter, see what they saying about the NBA, and they react to it.
Mhm.
And me and you know both know Twitter is a whole totally different world, man. Like it's damn near not even real.
yeah,
So the NFL don't really react to Twitter. You see all the uproar they went through with Deshaun Watson and all that stuff. They took the heat on Twitter, and eventually people got over it, man. So they don't really feed into the Twitter think Deshaun Watson should be suspended for 2 years. They do their thing, and that's that. They don't really feed into all this the media hype.
yeah, and I think the NFL will stand more like they will draw back after the season on some certain rules, but for the most part, if they say okay, we're gonna start calling pass interference more or some shit like this and talk about things that aren't allowed, they'll stick to it for the whole season. The NBA, they'll do it for like a week.
Yeah.
And then players will complain like, oh, we're cracking down on traveling. And then Jordan Poole gets called for 3 travels in like a minute.
Yeah.
and then the Warriors complain. And suddenly nobody's getting called for travels anymore.
Mhm.
So like it's things like that that's like either stand on it or don't, man. Like don't pump fake it and act like we're gonna crack down on carrying and freedom of movement and all this stuff, and then the game is still exactly the same as it was the last season. So
yeah, because remember they was supposed to be cracking down on flopping.
Yeah.
What
You're supposed to get fined for flopping.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody has ever gotten fined. I think a few players have, but it's very rare. And yeah, that was a funny thing too. But you know how the NBA is.
Yeah, did we ever talk about Adam Silver talking about the in play, the season in play or some shit?
The in season tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like him trying to explain that. He was talking about, it would be it would definitely be a benefit for players to play in, and then they get a reward, they get paid, a bonus, and all this other stuff. I'm just like, man, he's like honestly, who gonna sit there and care? One of these players gonna care about winning the mid-season tournament?
Nobody, man. Like nobody. Like they're making more money than they've ever made in these ridiculous contracts. You think they gonna give a shit about like whatever couple million they might get in an in-season tournament?
Yes, and I'm talking
even that much.
Yes, and I'm talking about the actual star players.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't talking about Johnny whoever that's barely in the league and just trying to make ends meet type thing. I'm talking about the Kawhi Leonards, the Paul George, the people that already had trouble, playing anyway because of load management and all that stuff. When you think somebody gonna care about a mid-season championship?
Look, personally, I'm willing to wait and see because people thought the play-in was a bad idea, and it turned out it was actually pretty great. So I'll wait and see because look, man, the regular season in the NBA is just not good, honestly. Like they just had a great playoffs, like one of the best playoffs before the finals, but one of the best playoffs I've seen in a minute. But the regular season was just very forgettable, man. And you had even the regular season MVP was forgettable, and he shouldn't even want it. But so they got to do something, man. I can't knock them for trying. It might be shit, but fuck it. I'm willing to wait and see. But when they announced it, I was not really moved by it either way. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
maybe it'll be good. I don't know.
I don't think nobody was moved by it. Did you see him trying to explain it to Charles Barkley, Grant Hill, and Shaq?
Yeah, that was a wrong
there.
mix of
They
people.
was sitting there like, huh? It looked like he wasn't even confident. It looked like Adam Silver wasn't even confident in it. He was just sitting there trying to explain it, and like, oh yeah, the soccer leagues in Europe do this, and I'm just
Yeah,
like,
that's
man,
not a good selling point for like
Yeah.
old head NBA players, man.
yeah, and like, how popular is soccer here? Like, I know a lot of people like soccer, but man, like, it's hard to sell that to an American sport like the NBA.
Well, the like soccer is just different, man. Like soccer is just different, and the trophies mean more, and they have more historical value to them.
That's what I'm saying. Like, try to sell that, put that into the NBA.
Exactly.
I just don't know if that even mixed, because I think soccer is soccer.
Mhm.
Like, to me, their values, their playing leagues and stuff like that, that mean a lot. But to me, if you sit here and try to say, hey, let's bring that into the NFL, let's do something similar with the NFL and do these in-tournament games and stuff like this, it's just like, nah, man, like, it's the reason why soccer is succeeding in that. Like,
Yeah.
nah, that ain't gonna work, homie.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Like I said, I'm willing to see the vision, but I'm not moved by his explanation of it. You know, it just sounds like some whack ass shit when he tries to explain it. But maybe it'll be good. I don't know. We'll see.
I want to see how the players react to this.
That's what really makes the difference, man.
Yeah.
We got to see how if the players give a shit. If they don't, then we won't.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And Matt Smith on Facebook says, I haven't watched the Rockets since the Harden deal, but now with Udoka, I'm back on board. Yeah, I think we all want to see what Ime is going to do with this squad, man. You got a lot of young talent. I think he got to be the Joe Clark. He can't be no Steven Silas, man. He got to Joe Clark these little young Negroes, man. He's got to,
Yeah.
He's got to really crack that. I'm not gonna say crack that whip. That sounds racial, but he's got to. He can't be like what Steven Silas was, man. He's got to really drill down some fundamentals. I'll say that much with this damn team. So we'll see.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I'm hoping for the best, man.
Me too.
Anyway, a lot of stuff to talk about this week, man. A lot of stuff to break down. So we're just gonna jump right into the new music of this past couple of weeks.
What? We got some new music.
We're actually gonna talk about music on this music podcast, man. You believe it? Believe it or not, we actually there's some music that we actually were interested in listening to.
Yeah.
I guess we'll start off with this this Gunna album. It's kind of surprise Gunna album. You know, he dropped a single about a week or so prior. And of course, he was addressing a whole lot, and he surprisingly dropped a whole album. It's of course no features, which I don't think surprised anybody, but about 15 tracks long. And yeah, I didn't see how it performed on the Billboard charts. I could actually probably look that up, but from the reaction I saw, it seemed like people were jamming it and didn't give a shit about the snitching allegations, you know. And we've been talking about this for a minute. I think he might actually be okay, because I don't think the fans by and large really give a shit, man. It's not like the people who were keeping his music at high on the charts were street niggas, man. Like, these were college kids and probably high school kids and people who were just
people like us.
Exactly. Square people, like 99% of what all people are.
Yeah.
So let's talk the quality of music itself, man. What do you think about this new Gunna album? Does it still hit the same for you? And what do you think about his return to music here?
So as far as the album, man, I gotta be honest, I don't think this album is for me. Like, I think it sound okay. Sonically, I think it sound okay. Obviously, I don't think he lost a step. I think he's super talented. I don't think it's like a Tekashi 6ix9ine type of deal where, you know, he make a certain type of music. I think this dude can harmonize his ass off. So Yeah, I think it sounds good, but I feel like this album is not for me though. It's a little too singy for me. So but that's me just being an old man, I guess. But I was like, look, I'm looking at the numbers for this album now. So the album actually sold like 83,000 in this first week. That's a lot, man. It's a lot of albums that don't sell that much in this first week.
Yeah.
So and not to mention this album had nobody pushed this album. There's no features on here. So I think they got something, man. I think he'd be all right. I don't know if anybody else would work with him, but I think he'd be all right. And yeah, I'm actually shocked he dropped the full project like this. I thought it was a little too soon. I thought he's just gonna drop that first single and that's it. They kind of address everything, but look, man, I think he got something. I think the label gonna have to, stick with him. I don't know if we talked about this before. I don't know if he's gonna get some street rappers on here. I don't know if they ever work with him, but I think his album did better than Lil Durk's. So I don't know, man. I think they're gonna have to roll with Buddy.
Yeah. Wait, I think Lil Durk did 125K first week. Quarter, I believe. And for comparison, Gunna's last album, DS Forever, did 150,000 first week. And one of the album before that did 111,000. So to go for that to 80K, I mean, that's a drop off. But consider the fact that there was no singles really.
Yeah,
and
no push, no promo.
Yeah, exactly.
The allegations and no features.
Yeah. And my thought when I saw this album drop, I feel like this was like an obligation. I think he's probably, because I looked at the credits and he's still signed to YSL.
Yeah.
And how awkward does that have to be? You're still signed to Young Thug's label in which you're being called as you snitched on him and everybody's upset with you.
You snitched on the label. You said
the label head. That's like somebody being with Bad Boy and snitched on Diddy.
Yeah.
So
no, you pretty much saying Bad Boy is a gang.
Yeah, Bad Boy as a label, as a gang must end.
Yeah. And now you're putting out music on that gang affiliated label.
Right. So I feel like he's likely trying to get out of this deal, and he probably has just some more albums he has to drop. That being said, look, man, I didn't think the album was bad. I wasn't feeling like the first 4 tracks. I thought they were way too slow, and I was like, is he gonna be like whining and crying this whole album? Is this gonna be just like a dark, depressing album? But he has some more upbeat, typical Gunna songs, man. I thought some of the songs, fuck it, I ran it back a few times. I like the Bottom song. I fuck with that. I like the Fuck You Mean. I like the Rodeo Drive. Born Rich was good. Like, he has some good songs on here, man. I got to give it up. He has some good songs on here that even I enjoyed, and I'm sure his fans enjoyed even more. We got to get Charles Amena, who thought, I'm sure he's jamming this hard.
Yeah.
I wonder where he stands.
I hope he ain't the type that's like, oh no, he a snitch. So I can't.
No, definitely not.
He's not, man.
I'm sure he's still riding with Gunna, man. But yeah, man. I think he'll be okay musically. Somebody has got to bite the bullet and do a feature though. That's the real test, because you're not going to succeed in this genre with no features ever. Yeah. Like, I know J. Cole did an album with no features. He had a built-in fan base before that, man, and and that was kind of different because he's not somebody who built his rise on features. Period. Whereas Gunna came up as the feature artist.
Yeah,
and
he was under a lot of rappers.
Yeah. So, look, I don't know if he can. Somebody's got to collaborate with him, man. and we got to see who's gonna bite the bullet. We know it ain't gonna be Baby or Dirk.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't gonna be anybody affiliated with Young Thug, which probably eliminates a lot of rappers. You know, it ain't gonna be Future. It definitely ain't gonna be Drake. So
I'm curious. Because it's a different type of rapper. We talking street rappers right now.
yeah,
But like I said before, I can see a Nicki Minaj.
I can see Nicki for sure.
Yeah, because I think she gearing up for an album too. I think she actually announced she's dropping the album in October or something.
But a Nicki feature wouldn't really do a lot for Gunna, I feel.
Now it won't.
Yeah. He needs somebody who's
This
like
ain't Nicki in 2012.
Exactly. He needs somebody who's popping right now that will be like, fuck it, I fuck with I think somebody like a Yeet would do it, but Yeet, like, that's not the same stratosphere, really. Like, I know Yeet's kind of popping right now, but
what
I don't think that would do a lot with Gunna has done a song with Yeet already.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's Racks Got Me, I think it's called. It's a hard song. But I mean, yeah, Yeet would do it, but that's not gonna really move a huge needle. So I don't know, maybe Cardi, but I think Cardi might fuck with Young Thug too. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, Cardi, she rolled with some
or Playboy Cardi too, but he doesn't do features, period. So I doubt that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm looking through some lists. Do you see a Travis Scott possibly doing something with him?
No, because I think that's too. Travis Scott is close to Drake. Drake close to Young Thug. Like there's too much. Like there's the YSL connections are just too deep with these people, man. And I think Travis Scott's close with Young Thug too. So
do you feel like Travis Scott is that type of person though? Because I don't really look at him as like a street trap type of rapper. Do you think he would just say, nah, I can't work with you because of my relationships?
Yes, 100%. And I think that's why most people won't work with Gunna. Like, look, there are some street, like Lil Durk made it known why he's not gonna work with Gunna.
Yeah.
But most people, like most of these rappers, really ain't street dudes, man. But the relationships are too important to them. They don't even want to risk jeopardizing the relationships, man. So that's why somebody like Travis Scott is a nerd, man. He's not like a street dude at all, but he's definitely not going to jeopardize. I mean, look, he's already reeling from the Astro World shit, and he's got to basically rebuild his career from here. He's definitely not going to jeopardize relationships in the industry over working with Gunna.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing, man. Somebody just got to be like, fuck it. I fuck with Young Thug, but I fuck with Gunna too.
Yeah.
It's probably still gonna cause problems, but I don't know. Somebody big has to bite that bullet and say fuck it.
Yeah.
But I don't know who it's gonna be.
Yeah, I know some people will work with him. I just don't know who that's big enough that it will create a conversation.
Yeah.
Where we be like, ooh, man, because like I'm like Gucci Mane ain't about to work with him.
No.
I just don't. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know.
But he can't just be Dolo from now on, man. He has to be on somebody's song at some point, and somebody got to be on his song.
Yeah. Are you counting in? I'm not counting R&B artists either. Like I'm not. I feel like an R&B artist would hop on with him.
I mean, definitely not Chris Brown.
No, not Chris Brown.
Not one of these thug R&B singers. But yeah, like a Summer Walker, I don't see like somebody like that. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, rap wise, if he's gonna stay in hip hop, he's got to work with rappers at some point.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, the album itself, I didn't think it was a okay Gunna album, man. I mean, I don't know how else to rank it. It didn't feel like it was just a cash in, though. I'll say that much. I mean, I feel like he put some thought behind the lyrics he was saying. He addressed a lot of stuff in the lyrics. It didn't feel like he was just like, fuck it, let me get out this label deal, man. He actually put work and effort behind it. So I thought it was all right for what it was.
Yeah, and I still feel like he got something. I feel
Yeah.
like he can still make hits because a lot of people, we know how it go. People, they jump in. I mean, after these allegations, it seems like they kind of go crashing where they don't really hit the same. And I feel like he can still make some good music. I just, for some reason, I just wasn't feeling it. It just,
I feel
I
you.
guess I gotta be in a time and place. Maybe
Yeah.
in that old man mindset. Oh man, what is this?
I mean, that was my mindset. When I first listened to the first few songs, yeah, I eventually got more into it. But yeah, I mean, honestly, when you've heard 3 Gunna songs, you've heard all of them.
Yeah,
Let's be real.
and even albums.
Yeah,
Like I like the first album. I forgot the one album I really liked. I forgot the name of it, but I really like that album. The second one was okay, where I'm like, all right, but it's similar to the first one.
yeah.
And then this one is like, all right, he's the same Gunna. He's doing this, he still got the same type of style. So it didn't really move me as much.
Yeah. I kind of feel the same. So if you're a Gunna fan, I'm sure you enjoyed this album. If you're not, it's not gonna change your mind. I'll put it like that.
Yeah.
What up, Mad Wine Kim? I see you in the
Kim.
YouTube comments. He said, she says, maybe a pop singer would collaborate. Yeah, I would think so, but I don't know. He has to be on a label that would make that happen. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes in the future.
Yeah, I can see him doing another song. Who was it? Chloe Bailey.
Yeah,
I can see him doing more features like that.
yeah. What's going on with Chloe now? I haven't heard from her lately. She's still doing music. Is she still trying to do music? Is she still on tour?
I guess so. I don't know. She probably trying to do some TikToks.
Yeah.
Well, let's try to get you on a song with Lotto. We need you to rap.
I don't know what's going on with Chloe or her sister right now, but I don't know.
Her sister eating right now. She's Little Mermaid.
That's true. Speaking of which, okay, that movie must have been ass because nobody talked about that shit.
I've heard nobody mention that movie, man.
No, all the hype,
all the build up.
I didn't see one conversation about the movie. You know how I knew it was ass? Because look, we're in an environment where people just got to act like they like shit sometimes. But I saw some tweets from people I follow who are so excited, some black women who were so excited. They want to support the movie. They were so excited. They were like, I'm going to see Little Mermaid tonight. I'm so excited. And then their tweet after they saw it was like, so Little Mermaid was good. They had like nothing else. It was like, oh, it was good. No, dog. When Black Panther came out, there was conversations for weeks on the timeline.
Yeah, it was think pieces, man.
Think pieces, breaking down the characters. When Get Out came out, think pieces on the movie, man.
Yes.
This movie just came out and people just had to pretend they liked it.
Yeah.
And that's how I know. If they just said it was good, I liked it. It's like you probably really didn't like it, but you don't want to put that out there.
Yeah.
But I saw no conversation about the movie. I saw no breakdowns of anything. So it must just been at best just average.
Yeah. How much did that movie? I know that movie did numbers.
It did a lot of I'm sure it made bank. But yeah, I saw no conversation about that. I saw more about The Flash, and that movie supposedly bombed too.
Yeah.
But I saw more conversation about that than Little Mermaid. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, it made 414 million worldwide at the box office. So
okay,
but still, I still don't. I mean, as crazy as it sounds, I don't really pay attention to that, man, because a lot of these movies made that much.
Yeah,
in the box office, and like I think Wakanda Forever made. I think it broke records. I want to say, and I don't think that movie was all that.
No, dog. The biggest grossing movies, because number one, they count worldwide sales now, which includes China with its fucking 2 billion people. So the highest grossing movies are shit like the Fast and Furious movies, man.
Yeah,
and you can't tell me those shits are like they're good dumb action movies, but they're not good movies. Period.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
those are the highest grossing movies, man.
and
So
then
that
a
means
lot-
nothing to me.
Yeah, and then a lot of the times the hype is based from the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the hype from Black Panther, Wakanda Forever was based off the first one, and off of Chadwick Boseman death. So you got to factor all of that in. So if
Yeah.
you wasn't really that big of a fan of Black Panther, or didn't know anything about Black Panther, you was going to see the Wakanda Forever to kind of see because of Chadwick Boseman and other stuff, and just the hype off the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, but that I already forgot about Wakanda Forever, man. I'll be honest, dog. Like I don't remember nothing about that movie, really.
Yeah, I just hope they don't make another one off of that.
Yeah, I don't know what
They
Disney
gonna
gonna
look at
do,
the-
man.
Like I said, my worst nightmare is them looking at the numbers, how well it did, and say, "All right, let's keep this going."
Yeah, I feel like they gotta recast it, man. We need a new T'Challa. I don't know how they gonna do it or what they're gonna do, but yeah, we can't. I don't know. MCU needs something. They need some help, man.
I think they need a revamp, man.
I think they're gonna do that. I think that's why they're introducing all this multiverse shit. I think we're gonna get like a new Captain America. We're gonna get a new Iron Man because they're not just gonna let these characters stay dead, man.
Yeah, no, that's too much money. That's
Yeah.
billions of dollars.
Exactly. So they're gonna reboot everybody. I feel all these old actors who don't want to be in Marvel movies no more. They're gonna get rid of them. Thor's probably gonna be gone. Hulk's gonna be gone. We're gonna have a new slate of actors who are brand new.
Yeah.
So I see that coming for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mad Wine Chemist says there's been a lot of misses this year in theaters. Yeah. What else came out? Creed 3 is on streaming. Here's a problem. These movies come to streaming so fast that whenever I see a movie, I feel dumb for having paid for it. I'm like, I could have waited 2 months.
I seen Avatar pop up on HBO Max. And I'm like, is this the same Avatar that just came out? And mind you, I think it came out last year, sometime last year, but it felt like it just came out. And I'm like, damn, what is it doing on streaming so fast? So
it's insane, man. Like I really feel like Creed just came out and it's already on Amazon Prime. So I'm like, dog, I'm not paying for no fucking movies no more, man.
Yeah, just think about it. Jonathan Majors was just doing a press run about that with Michael B. Jordan. It wasn't that long ago. This was right before the allegations happened too.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's and you know what's really funny? I was looking back at like the history of some home video releases, and the 1989 Batman movie with Michael Keaton was controversial because they released the VHS, get this, 6 months after the movie came out. And people were like, holy, that's so soon.
Yeah.
Half a year after the movie came out in theaters, they released it in home video, and that was like a super quick turnaround.
Damn.
Now it'd be like a month.
Yeah. The ones that kind of throw me off though is the ones that's in theaters and on streaming.
Yeah, that's always funny. Like who is gonna go to the but here's how they get you though, because you got to pay like $30 to watch it on streaming when it first comes out, when it's still in theaters. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah. No, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's been some updates maybe about Jonathan Majors, man. I feel like the tide's turning. I feel like people are starting to believe he might be found innocent. Now, to be fair, this is information from his lawyer and legal team, but apparently they have eyewitnesses, they have testimony, they have texts that prove that it didn't go down the way the police are saying this whole thing went down. And now people are starting to wonder, like, okay, maybe this is just racist cops seeing a beat up white woman in this big Negro by her and said, oh. So I don't, like I said, I this is why I fucking wait for information. But you know what's really funny? I've seen people who are just not going to back down.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen some women be like, you know what? I think he's still guilty. I don't care what the evidence shows. And it's like, yo,
It's a wild thing to say, man.
it really is, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm good with admitting when I'm wrong.
no, you're one of the few. You're one of the few. Because
Like, if
when
I'm
people
wrong,
make a
I'm like,
decision,
yeah, I would retweet myself, quote tweet myself, and say, "Damn, I was totally off on this." Like, I would apologize if I went out the window and said this man was guilty, and it come out that he's not. He's actually not guilty and didn't do it. Look, man, have at it. I'm not about to sit there and say I don't care. I think he's guilty. That's crazy.
look, man. Here, the problem is they dug their feet too deep in the trenches on these takes, man. You don't call a man a rapist based off of nothing that you know, and
Yeah.
he hasn't even gone to trial yet.
Yeah.
Just blanket allegations made by the police that you suddenly now trust wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
You know, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And now it's like people dig themselves too deep in these Twitter wars, man. So you get to a point where you just can't go back. You can't say I was wrong. You got to be like, well, he shouldn't have put himself in that position to begin with. Like, what?
Yeah.
You called the man a rapist and a scumbag, and
Now,
that's
his
your
fault.
apology?
Yeah, that's his fault that he was in that position.
Yeah. Well, he's not a rapist, but he shouldn't have been in that position to begin with. Like, what are you talking about, man? So, like I said, look, I don't know what happened. They're trying to avoid going to trial, and I think the trial date's still set, so we'll see. But look, it's very possible that this was all a misunderstanding, or it's possible that it actually did go down like that. I don't know. But I'm waiting for more information, man. I'm not fucking jumping out the window for one side or the other. But a lot of people on social media are just completely comfortable with doing that, and that's what's getting annoying.
Yeah, no, it's wild. But speaking of this case, do you feel like because I don't think we ever talked about this, about him dating Megan Good.
Oh yeah, I forgot about so he showed up to court with Megan Good on his arm.
Yeah. First of all, I want to ask you this. Do you feel like, one, this is part of the PR cleanup, and two, do it got kind of like a OJ feel to this?
Yes.
And what I mean by you probably know what I mean, but somebody that probably wasn't really interested in, black chicks, now they get in a little pickle. So now they gotta, get a black chick on their arm, or in OJ's case, put up some pictures with black people around the house so they can kind of side with him a little bit. Do you feel like it kind of got a little PR stunt on this a little bit to kind of clean up, put them in our favor, I guess, where we
look, man, it's a very blatant, obvious industry relationship. Okay, you can't tell me that they weren't dating before this, and he gets accused of rape, and then he meets Megan Good, and they start dating after that.
During all of this drama,
right?
All of this stuff.
Like, what kind of game are you spitting as an alleged rapist to get Megan Good on your team, man? Nah, this was they gave her the bag. They said, look, we gotta dress this up. Black women are upset. Okay, so we know they like you.
Yeah, we need to keep his image good. He was on black women's sides at first.
Yep.
Now because remember, we didn't even know who this dude was dating.
Mm-hmm.
And so, the drama happened, and it was a white woman. And first of all, that set everybody off. It's like, oh, this dude dating a white woman. On top of the stuff he was, the allegation. So now it's like, all right, we need to get you a black woman. Megan Good.
Dress it up, man.
Yeah. Here, you can take a percentage of or here, take this bag and let's roll with this until the coast is clear.
I mean, what's really funny is that I feel like Michael B. Jordan did a similar thing. His co-star in Creed 3 with Lori Harvey after the
Yes.
allegations of him. He was talking
With white
only
girl.
liking white women.
I like
He had
white
that.
milk. I
I
like
like
chocolate milk.
strawberry milk. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? And so suddenly, when everybody was talking about how he don't seem dangerous enough, or he seems corny, or all this stuff, then suddenly he's dating Lori Harvey for like 2 months.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely, look. I don't believe this shit's genuine, man. It's very clearly just some shit that his team put together. But hey, do what you got to do, man.
They're trying to keep that image good. You're trying to stay in good graces with black chicks.
Yep. Yep. Other new music that came out. I did listen to this new Doja Cat song, man. Did you hear this?
No, I didn't. I'm shocked
Doja Cat
do it.
No, because Doja Cat is making a rap album, like
Okay.
supposedly a all rap album, and this kind of started back in, I want to say, 2021, when she was nominated for like best new rapper or something on a BET award, and people got upset because they were like, Doja Cat's not a rapper, she's more like a pop star. And she was like, nah, she basically just said, my raps are basic on purpose, but I could out rap everybody in the game right now. So she's kind of going through an era right now where she's kind of, pushing back on the pop image.
Prove it a little bit.
She's trying to push back. She's saying my old music was corny, but this one I'm gonna bar y'all up. And she dropped this song called Attention, man. And it's actually, you could tell, you can see the old school rap influence. And she's mentioned before she's a fan of Fonte and Little Brother. If you listen to this song, you'll hear it. You'll hear the influences and like the way she flow. It don't sound like the way people flow right now, like that fucking same flow everybody be using, that just rap fast type flow.
Yeah, now people doing the Detroit rap.
Yeah, that offbeat on purpose type shit.
We talked about that like 2 years ago. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, I know.
And now Lotto and Cardi B pretty much did it. And so everybody jumping on board with that now.
Yeah, and it's getting a little played out, man. But and HRW says, I used to watch Doja Cat make beats and rhymes on Periscope. Yeah, she's talented, man. I saw that too. She used to stream herself, like make a beat and make a whole song from nothing.
Yeah.
And how many women in the game or anybody in the game is going to do that?
Yeah, I've been saying
any artist.
Yeah, I've been saying this on this podcast for a minute. I feel like she don't get enough credit, man. I could definitely see a Nicki Minaj influence on her music, on her older music, of course, with the pop music and all that stuff. And I said on this podcast, I feel like she made better pop music than Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Her pop music was legit, man. And you could tell she can rap. I don't understand how people felt like she can't rap. Like, even with the pop music, I could feel like she can rap, and she rapped over a couple other songs too. I'm just like, damn, she can actually, I feel like she really talented. So
I think it was just a lot of barbs. Honestly, the barbs will attack anybody who's in competition with Nicki Minaj in anything.
Yeah.
So and I think it was barbs.
The only time they give you some props is by saying, oh yeah, Nicki Minaj started this.
Yeah, she influenced me. She's the reason I rap.
Yeah.
Okay, the barbs are on your side now.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, check this out, Figgy. I think you'll like this song, man. It's pretty legit. She shot a video for it too, and I'm interested in hearing the album because reportedly she might be working with producers like Ninth Wonder and stuff like that. She's legit trying to make a rap album, man, and I want to see how it sounds. But this song was cool, man. I didn't run it back a whole lot, but it was interesting. It was nice to hear lyrics that I could actually understand what people were saying and the message behind it and all this shit. And she kind of addressed some controversy and things people said about her and her body and all this stuff. So I liked it. Cool little track. If you're a hip hop head, I recommend at least checking it out. And
now
you might enjoy it.
If you do drop this full length rap album, do you think this could possibly be the best rap album from a female in a long time?
I mean, what is it going up against?
Let's say And see, I don't want to say numbers wise because I don't know if it's going. It ain't gonna top Cardi B's Invasion of Privacy or nothing like
Honestly,
that.
this will probably end up being Doja Cat's lowest selling album.
Yeah,
Because she's kind of like throwing away her pop fan base for this rap album.
yeah.
And I don't think a lot of her fan base are rap fans, really.
Yeah, so I don't want to sit here and say how much will it sell or anything like that, but just off of pure listen, like I don't even know the last female rap album I actually like.
Cardi B in 2018,
The
probably.
Invasion of Privacy.
And sidebar, for all the talk about the women that are running rap right now, how many of them got a good album out?
I don't know, man.
Like I know Ice Spice dropped something. I don't know if it counts as an album yet. Megan Thee Stallion's dropped a few. I wouldn't call any of them like great albums. I've already forgotten the name of all of them.
Yeah.
You know, so like who of these women rappers that are running the game right now? And I admit they're the hottest rappers now seem to be female. You got Ice Spice, you got the girl from New York, whatever the fuck her name is, I forgot. But some of the hottest rappers right now are women. But where are the albums at, man?
Yeah,
like it's been a dry 6 months of nothing dropping, period. But where are their albums, man? Where is the who else is big?
City Girls.
City Girls don't
like
drop anything really.
I feel like we getting to a point where these female rappers they come out. Oh, they come out on fire. I thought I heard the fire alarm.
Yeah.
But they come out on fire. They drop a project or two, and then that's it. It just seemed like they would hop on a feature, that drop a song here and there, and that's it. They focus on other stuff. Because, like, look, man, Young Miami ain't trying to make another album, man. City Girls ain't trying to make no more music. Young Miami got a show. She doing a show. She hanging around Diddy. So I just feel like they trying to do what Cardi B did pretty much. They got that one album and that was it. Because I don't know if Cardi B trying to drop another album anytime soon.
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, I don't think she have to. As crazy as it sounds, she's still like one of the hottest female rappers right now. And her last album was in 2018.
Yeah. And speaking of City Girls, it's funny you brought up City Girls because they actually just dropped a new song. It's called I Need a Thug, which samples I Need Love by LL Cool J, of course.
Oh my Lord.
And yeah, it's how you got a song with two people rapping on it is only 2 minutes long. Not even 2 minutes long.
That's what I'm saying, man. I feel like I know they record and stuff like that, but I don't think they trying to put out no project no time soon, man. I just don't see it.
Nah. And Cardi B is the same. Like, she ain't dropped an album since 2018. She's had hit songs. I don't think Cardi B wants to be like an artist. I don't think she wants to tour. I don't think she wants like those things associated with being a recording artist. I think she wants to more do TV shows and do whatever she feels like in the moment. But I don't think she wants to be locked down with doing interviews, doing promo, doing tours, doing shows. I don't think she wants that.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I feel like a lot of female artists is probably leaning towards that way too. Now you still got some of the, I think Meg would still probably drop some music and albums and stuff like that whenever she ready. And then you got the Lottos of the world that's probably still, trying to get up there. I don't think she's up there with Cardi B, but I know if she ever get there up there with Cardi B, I don't think she's just gonna be dropping albums and projects all the time.
Yeah.
I think they just gonna milk these songs, do a little feature here and there, and just try to be on TV.
Yeah. I think I think the label's happy with that because the miracle of the 360 deal means they get paid off for everything the artist does.
Yeah,
including TV and including move, whatever they do, period, that they get paid from. The label gets paid too.
Yeah,
Maybe they save
they don't
money.
have to beg them to drop an album.
Exactly. Maybe they save money by not having to do a whole marketing release and promo for an album. They just drop a few loosies here and there, get the streams up,
Yep.
and then go do a TV show. Get a Netflix deal.
Yep.
So I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, it's so anyway, check that new Doja Cat song out, man. Let me know what you think about it. Also, there was a new Clip song that debuted. I guess Pharrell had a Pharrell is apparently the new, I believe, creative director of Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know until this whole thing just happened. But so yeah, he had a fashion show at in Paris, I think it was. And a lot of celebrities came out. I know Jay-Z came out and they performed fronting, and I thought that was pretty dope to see.
Yeah.
And also the Clips debuted a new song, of course, that is Pusha T and what's that other dude's name?
No
Malice. Yeah, Malice. No Malice. I don't know. Malice, no Malice. I don't know. Is he Murder Mace or I don't know anymore. Or the Pastor Mace. I don't know. But Malice and Pusha T released a new song, or not officially released, but like they put out a video with the song in it.
Yeah.
And apparently it has some shots at Jim Jones, some subliminals. You know how Pusha T does it. He's not going to say names, but he implies certain things. And he basically said that Jim Jones is chasing a feature he ain't going to get and talking out of pocket or whatever. And now Jim Jones apparently going to clap back. I know he's been on Instagram, social media, teasing some new music that he's going to drop. And so, yeah, I guess we're in for a battle between Jim Jones and Pusha T. So how do you feel about this song, and how do you feel about the potential Jim Jones Pusha T battle, man?
So I think the song was hard. I enjoyed it. So I always, it seemed like every time he dropped a song during Fashion Week, the song just always sound fire. And I'm like, man, I can't wait till he drop that song. So I think the song sound hard. One thing I did hear, I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard Clips was actually working on that project.
I did too.
Yeah, so I don't know how true that is, but that would definitely be dope. I would love to hear that. But as far as the song, I think the song was hard. The jabs at Jim Jones, I kind of knew it was coming. Like for some reason, I just felt it was coming. I don't think like Jim Jones was talking a lot, so it was hard to me. I would be a little disappointed if Pusha T didn't even address it at all. That's how much Jim Jones was talking. Like he did like 3 different interviews talking about Pusha T. So I wasn't too shocked that he kind of took a jab at him. It took me a minute to get it though, because Pusha T is very, he could get very lyrical, and you could miss what he actually said. So I guess the part that stuck out was him saying, quote, "You'd think I'd be honored amongst the veterans. I am watching your fame escape relevance. We're all in the room, but here's the elephant. You're chasing the feature out of your element." So I think like it wasn't nothing too heavy, man. It wasn't like a Drake diss or nothing like that. So yeah, I'm shocked. I guess I could see it because Jim Jones trying to gear up for it now. I don't think that's worth gearing up for, but I guess that's putting him on the spotlight. So I guess Jim ain't got nothing else to do. So yeah, I thought it was all right, man. I do think him saying this, you're chasing the feature out of your element. I can see Drake being petty and giving Jim a feature now because of this.
Yeah.
I can see him doing something like that. So he probably got him a Drake feature now in the future, or at least. But the song was cool.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to hear another Clips album for sure. As long as it's produced well, and we'll see how it goes. One comment that I heard that now I can't unhear is somebody said on Twitter, Pusha T is cool, but he raps like he got a flashlight under his chin. Like he raps like he's telling spooky stories at a campfire or something, man. Like his tone of voice. Like when you hear that and listen to him again, especially on this song, you won't be able to unhear it. He's like, you think there'd be honor amongst veterans. I'm watching the fame escape your relatives. He's trying to scare somebody, man.
Yeah.
Like, just rap normal again, Pusha T. Like, I know every song he puts out is like this now. You know, like his tone of voice is just he's trying to be spooky or something. Like, just rap normal again, Pusha T. I don't know why you got to rap. I understand for like the story of Adidon why he had to word it like that, but like every song he kind of has that tone of voice now. It's kind of strange, man. It's not as bad as the Euro Jay-Z phase that he was going through.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, I can't get this out of my brain now.
I'm telling you, next time you hear
around,
you won't be able to unhear it. Next time you hear Pusha T, a recent
porn star. Now who's the one looking foolish?
You won't be able to unsee it, man. You won't be, and it's gonna affect you. You'll be like, damn, this motherfucker dude sound like he telling scary ghost stories in school. So yeah, but I mean that song is cool. Hopefully we get an album, but I'm not gonna hold my breath because you know how people are.
Yeah.
Other new music. Did you check out the new album from Killer Mike and or Young Thug that dropped this week?
I checked out some of the Killer Mike one. I seen a lot of people talking about it, which made me go to it because I ain't gonna lie to you. I wasn't the biggest Killer Mike fan.
Me neither. I like Run the Jewels, but I don't like Killer Mike solo.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's I guess him always talking about politics and all
that. Yeah.
But I kept seeing people talk about it. So I'm like, you know what? Let me check it out. And I got through like 7 songs. And look, man, that album is produced really well, man. And I heard he actually put a lot into this album too. And like he got CeeLo Green on here, he got Young Thug on here, he got Black on here, Jagged Edge, Andre 3000, Future. He got Ty Dolla $ign, Currency, 2 Chainz. He got a lot of people on here, man. And so far it sound good, man. Like the production sound amazing. I want to say he got maybe No ID. He got a big time producer on here where I'm like, oh, so he for real. So the album sound good so far, man. I see a couple people say it is the album of the year so far.
Okay.
So, yeah, check it out, man. If you're a real rap fan, hip hop fan, I would say check this out, man. I like, and that's the one thing about being in the South. I really like rappers from the South, specifically Atlanta and Houston, that's rapping over some real hip hop beats because you don't really get that as much. So that's why I appreciate the people like the Big Crits and people like that rap over those type of beats. And yeah, it sounds good so far, man.
I'll check it out, man, since you recommended it. But yeah, I was never a huge Killer Mike solo fan, but he could rap. I never knocked that against him. He can rap. One thing I did notice, I guess he was doing some interviews with Sway, and he did mention that apparently Andre 3000 is supposedly working on a new album, and he has like 9 tracks that are finished that everybody's been listening to behind the scenes. What is your on a scale of 1 to 10? How likely do you think it is that we will hear a solo Andre 3000 album ever, or at least very soon?
I'm gonna be generous and say 2. I'm gonna say 2, just to be generous.
Yeah.
Like crazier things that happen, man. I didn't think we'd ever get a what's dude name?
I didn't think Jay Electronica was ever gonna drop the album, man.
Yeah, so I don't want to say 0, but I'm gonna say 2, man, because we heard the same. Like, no, I'm sure Dr. Dre had tracks for Detox ready. You know what I mean? So I think maybe Andre 3000, maybe he caught a little spark or something and decided to record. But that's somebody you never know, man. He maybe on a good day he might drop something. He might drop a song or a 2-pack or something like that. But he might be a person that just say, I'm cool. I don't feel like dropping no music. Let me go back and hiding. So I don't know. I had to believe it when I see it, man. So I'll be generous to give it a 2.
Yeah. Look, I'm not gonna believe it until it is loaded up on Spotify and I'm listening to track number 1. Okay. I won't even believe the press run. I won't believe anything until like it's loaded up on my phone. I'm listening to it. Okay. Anything before that, I'm like, it's not real. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's been too long. He's been pump faking this type of thing for a while now. And I've just, as an Outkast fan, I've grown to accept that we're just not going to get another Outkast album. Period.
Yeah.
You know, I've had to face that truth and just be like, it's over, unfortunately. Yeah. And if Andre 3000 drops a solo album, that would be great. And I would love to listen to it. But also, I feel like at this point, with the way rap critics are now, people are looking for a reason to knock Andre 3000 off that top 10 list.
Yes.
And the number one mark against him has been he didn't put out a solo album.
Yep.
So no matter what he puts out, it's not like they're going to be like, okay, he's definitely up there with Pac and Big.
Yeah, or this was
no matter what he puts out, people are going to say, see, it wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
This is a top 5 rapper to y'all.
This was mid.
And he is in his 40s now, man. Like, whatever he's going to put out, it won't match what he could have put out in his prime.
Yeah.
You know, when he was really motivated with this rap shit.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what he puts out, it's not going to live up to the expectation, man.
Yeah, no, that time is past, man.
Yeah.
It's past. I think honestly, I know this ain't officially his album, but or a solo album, but I look at the Love Below as his solo album. Like, I know officially it's an Outkast album.
But it's not even like a rap album, man. That's the problem with that.
Yeah, look, yeah, that's all we got, man. That's all we could judge him on. He got one rap song on there. So I'm just taking that as that. And if I was him, I probably wouldn't never drop an album again. I wouldn't drop anything. The only time I would do something is if it's an Outkast project. If it's me and Big Boy, that's the only time I would do something.
Yeah.
But nah, I'm cool. I'll keep dropping a little Lucy. I'll drop another a 2-pack or something like that. But I'm not dropping no album, man. I'm good where I'm at. Y'all got me high. I'm good where I'm at.
Yeah, like I said, I would enjoy listening to it, and I would definitely appreciate it if he did do it. But I'm not gonna cry if he doesn't. And from his perspective, like I said, there's really no reason to at this point, because I mean, maybe I'm sure he really doesn't care about the critics and the criticism, but I don't want to hear the way people break down music now. Like in all these publications, when they put out their top 50 rappers list or whatever, they always put Andre 3000 pretty high, like usually like top 10.
Yeah.
And they just want to hold this against him. So no matter what he puts out, they're gonna like, see, it's mid. See, we told y'all he ain't no top 10 of all time. So yeah, part of me is just like, hold on to it.
Yeah,
just keep it in the vault. Maybe, I don't know, release some songs, but I don't know.
Yeah, let me ask you this: would you rather have if you had a choice, would you rather have a solo Andre 3000 project or another Outkast project?
Outkast 100%, because I feel like they would still balance each other out. Number one, Big Boy still makes good music, man.
Yeah,
and I feel like they need to collaborate. I feel like Andre 3000 left to its own devices would make he might have like a 3-minute flute solo song, you know, like
It'll be a whole instrumental album,
right? Instrumentals with like one bar at the very end of a song or some shit.
The worst part about that is, now we an honest podcast. We might be like, nah, this ain't it. It's gonna be some people that's trying to tell us how this is amazing. That whole Kanye effect.
Oh yeah, the Yeezus effect.
This is genius. Oh my god, you guys don't understand music. Like,
he's
man.
way ahead of his time. He's way ahead. Y'all just not on this yet. But yeah, man, I don't know. We'll see. But like I said, I'm not gonna believe it until it's loaded up on Spotify and I'm listening to it or whatever it drops on, and I'm actually hearing track number 1 start. So a lot to talk about and break down this week, man. We are an hour and 30 minutes into the podcast, and we're just not getting to topics. We got a lot of topics to talk about, man. So let's get right to it, dog. Big things that happened this week. Fuck it. Let's start with this fucking submarine shit, man. Like, this is all I've been hearing about all week. Is this damn Titanic submarine? I guess.
Come on, man, you got to show some respect for the victims, man. When that was your family.
The submarine with like 5 rich people in it went to go, I guess, on some expedition to explore the remains of the Titanic. And after it was supposed to be like a 10-hour thing. And after like an hour and a half, they lost contact. Apparently, it came out that they was controlling the shit with like a bootleg PlayStation controller and shit. So it was all very janky, it seemed. But they did announce late this week that, you know, they found evidence that the submarine imploded and they're all dead now. So, I mean, Twitter been getting their jokes off, and some people have been getting upset at the jokes. And it's been a lot of,
Which one are you?
Look,
are you one laughing at the jokes, telling the jokes, or are you one upset at the jokes?
Here's the thing. I don't give a shit because I laugh at everything. Okay. I laugh at shit that people don't think is funny because it involves things like that people like or still like. I've laughed at 9/11 jokes, man. Okay. I'll be real. I've laughed at a lot of 9/11 jokes and national tragedy jokes and shit that people would say is too far, you know, because I have a fucked up sense of humor. My issue is how people pick and choose what they gonna laugh at. And then when, like, for example, let's be 100% real. If there was a black woman on that submarine, Black Twitter would not have been laughing at this shit, dog.
Of course not.
Let's fucking be real. But since it's not anybody you consider important, I guess it's just a bunch of rich white guys, then it's funny. Yeah. But if it was white guys laughing at some thing some goofy thing, some like when remember when, this is the closest thing I think of right now, when those black people got kidnapped in Mexico.
Oh yeah,
because they were trying to go get a BBL or something.
Yeah,
and there are a lot of people saying don't laugh at this shit, it's not funny. But that was completely preventable in some bullshit that they shouldn't have been doing. Yeah. So you gonna say we can't laugh at that, but we can laugh at this?
Yeah.
That's my issue, man. That's my only issue with it. It's like, look, either everything is funny or nothing is funny. You can't pick and choose based on who you think is good or not. Or so. But what is your take on this whole thing, man? What's your take on the whole Titanic Gate or the whatever you want to call this whole thing?
Ocean Gate.
Ocean Gate.
So when I first heard this story a couple days ago, I want to say it was a Tuesday, and I was at the gym on the treadmill, and I'm looking on the screen. I'm like, damn, what's going on? And I seen they said they lost some people that was on like a Titanic tour. So I'm like, oh shit, that's crazy. Mind you, I ain't know anything about this. I'm thinking it's just like some type of SeaWorld or some type of some little exhibit where they could just go down and see something. I thought it was common. I thought it was something you could just buy tickets to and go down there. I don't know. So I'm thinking like, damn, that's sad. They can't find this boat or submarine. And I knew it was serious when they had the Navy out there looking for him, or somebody was out there looking for him. So I'm like, damn, that's sad. And then I heard the story. I heard how it was built. I heard they actually got the shit from like a hardware store or some shit to actually build the submarine. And then they was using a off-brand Logitech controller that could be used for a PlayStation 4. I'm like, what? I'm like, wait a minute. Like, and then I heard about it was pretty much $250,000 a person to get in there, to go down there, and it was pretty much billionaires in there. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Like, I don't know how they got their billions. I don't know if they was just born into it or they actually worked their ass off to become billionaires. But you can't be. I know they it's hard for me to believe they was that dumb to spend all that money to do something like that on a submarine that somebody built like that. To me, that just seemed crazy. But I don't know, like, you know, me being human is kind of sad to see somebody go like that. But I'm like, man, like, who in their right mind is trying to see the Titanic? I just never understood that. It seemed like some people be so into the Titanic so much. And I'm just like, man, like, I like the Titanic, the movie. Like, I thought it was a cool movie, but never in my right mind where I felt like I want to go down there to see it. Like, I don't care how much it costs. No, that, I don't know. It was kind of wild, man. But I hate to say it, but I kind of enjoyed some of the jokes. I kind of got dark humor too.
Look, I mean,
Like,
it was funny, man.
Nothing is off limits for me. Like, I don't care what it is, but I thought it was kind of funny, man.
Look, I mean, you can't. This is some comedy skit type shit, man. Honestly, let's be real about it. Like, it's some comedy skit type shit. So, is everything good?
Yeah, everything good.
So yeah, man, like, I don't know. I don't feel any type of way. The jokes were funny. And to ask why people would do this, I just feel like we as people have different ways of stunting, I feel. Because you know how black people make the memes about how, well, white people don't spend this much money on designer clothes and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, because that's not how they stunt on each other. They stunt on each other by doing shit like climbing Mount Everest.
Yeah.
Which is really, yeah, or going to space. Yeah. And people die every year on I didn't realize how many people die on Mount Everest. And when you die up there, they just leave you there. Because they can't even get your body down. So you just stay frozen in that motherfucker forever. So that's how different races of people like stunt on each other. We buy cars and clothes and shit. Yeah. They want the experiences that only a few people can afford.
Yeah.
You know, whereas we really don't give a shit. We're not trying to go to space. You know, but that's how they stunt. They say, hey, I've been here. There's only 4 people who've been damn near to the moon, and I went there with Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
So that's how they stunt, man. And so I'm not surprised somebody did this. I'm just surprised at how shitty it looked. You know, that's really what took me by surprise.
Man. Did you the way the inside look?
Yeah,
dog. It was no seats in there. Like, man, that is crazy. Like, it's very disappointing and troubling because these people are billionaires. You mean to tell me that you spent this much money to sit in that? Dog, man. Like, at this point, man, I want to meet a billionaire one day and see what if they want to spend money to go in space, to go to outer space or down and see the Titanic. Just give me the money. Like you would see a lot more, more out of, what I do with the money than you doing something that silly.
They want to impress their friends though, man. That's the thing. Like you get to a point of wealth where you can't say like at a certain point, there's only so many cars you can buy, you know, and all your rich friends gonna have the same cars and able to buy the same cars.
You
You
get
ain't
bored.
gonna have the biggest house ever made. Y'all gonna have the same types of houses, so you gotta one up each other somehow. So it's like, hey, I'm going to the Titanic this week. You seen the Titanic? Nope.
Man.
Bill on the golf course. So that's how they stun on each other, man. And yeah, it's insane that they even did this, but I'm not surprised. I mean, people have done not dumber shit, but as dumb shit as this with a lot of money. So I don't know. It's insane.
Yeah, man, it's the Titanic is cursed in my opinion, man.
Yep.
It seemed like something always bad happens whenever somebody try to do something with the Titanic. Like I'm not trying to go down there. I don't even want to see that, man. I think they had like one little small window. So what is you trying to go down there for? To look through that small window?
They want to see it, man.
I don't get it. And the ironic thing is too, I don't know if you heard this, but I think one of the passengers on there, I think they're I want to say their great aunt or parents or something like that, or auntie. I don't know who it was, but that was they were actually related to somebody that was on the Titanic and died.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so like that's very ironic because now they went down there to try to see.
What if this was like a secret suicide pact and we just didn't know about it? Like, what they just want to be like, you know what? I want to go out the way my great grandmama did.
Yeah,
I want to go out on a Titanic.
You know what I heard? So I was watching the Pat McAfee show, and they were actually talking about this, and they were going through the theory of maybe they're trying to fake their death and kind of go away. So I
mean, look, they're not going to be able to find the submarine.
I know they can't. So, they ain't gonna find their bodies.
What if this is just a whole because HRW on Twitch brought this up too? Watch how suddenly the Ocean Gate Company has no assets. Yeah, maybe it's just money laundering, man. Maybe it's just maybe we've been fooled. Maybe it's like a Epstein type thing going on here, man.
Yeah,
they're trying to fake their death and just they somewhere else now because we're never gonna find proof that they were in it because we're not gonna be able to recover it.
Yeah, and that was the weird part about it. Before the latest news we got, it was so weird because like they lost contact within an hour. So it seemed like the only thing everybody was going off of was the oxygen, how much oxygen was left in the tank. Mm-hmm. So it was just like, oh, they got 20 hours left and all this other stuff. And even if they did find them, they couldn't really bring them up.
Yeah,
because that pressure is hard, like some crazy ass pressure. So I'm like, how can you prove any of this? so when Pat McAfee was explaining all this, I'm like, damn, that's actually not a bad theory. Now I don't think it really happened. I think they really did go down there, but if they had some type of problems going on and they want to, start over in life,
and
go somewhere else, man, that's
hey, let's take. It's not like there was a video camera in the shit, man. So we had no idea if they were even. That's a good theory. I'm down with this theory, man. I got to do some digging in the rabbit holes. I got to look on Reddit.
Yeah,
because
check that episode out of Pat McAfee talking about that.
I'm gonna check that out. It's possible, man. I don't put anything past people. It's possible, and that's actually a brilliant way to fake your death because they're never gonna be able to find that submarine and bring it back up. So there's no proof that anybody was in it. All they found was that something went down there and imploded.
Yeah.
So it's possible. I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, you don't know what to believe, man. You gotta always look for the truth.
Yeah, the jokes was crazy though, man. I ain't gonna
they were hilarious.
The part that got me was the at the end, it was like, oh yeah, when they wake up in the submarine, and they gonna see the video. They showed the video at the end of Titanic where I guess somebody was dying, and they showed the whole cast going up the little stairs, and they said they was gonna show that once they wake up. I'm like, damn,
that's hilarious. That era when the Titanic movie came out, I hated that fucking movie when it came out. Number one,
really?
yeah, I did not like that movie, man. I thought it was boring. I was like a kid when it came out, but I did not like that movie, man. I remember we saw it. They made such a big deal about that movie when it's coming out too.
Yeah, that was
and
a
I was like,
movie too.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know people cared about the Titanic that much until the movie came out, and then the song was like number one everywhere with Celine Dion. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That movie and the hype behind it, I think it's still adjusting for inflation might be the highest gross movie of all time.
Yeah,
or at least it still is in the top 5. But
yeah, I can see that.
So
did y'all go to the movie theater to see that?
Yeah, we did.
Man, I had the VHS, and it was like 2 tapes.
Yep.
So y'all sat there the whole movie?
Yeah,
that's crazy because that's like a 4-hour movie.
It's a long ass movie. Look,
Yeah.
to be fair, it moves a lot quicker once the ship starts sinking because that's what you're waiting for.
Yeah,
and then it's like an action movie.
Yeah,
everything before that is just boring as shit, man. I didn't care about Leonardo DiCaprio, and his all this shit. I mean, technically looking at the behind the scenes stuff, it was very impressive how they built all of that. You know? And James Cameron is a brilliant director, man. When it comes to stuff like that, set design and production, and you could tell like there was no CG really at that time, man. And the stuff they did have did not look nearly as good as what we have now. So they had to build all that shit by hand, man. And it's very impressive visually, but I did not like that movie, man. I thought it was fucking way too long, and everybody hyped it up like it was the best thing ever, and now nobody even talks about it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Now I did like I said, I had the VHS. So I used to always go to the second part of the tape.
Of course. That's what everybody skipped to.
Yeah. So I did enjoy that part. But outside of that, man, I never really went back to that movie. My wife never seen that movie.
Oh,
and
damn.
It kills me because sometimes I'll be saying some shit from the movie. At the end, oh girl, I forgot her real name, but when she was sitting there like Jack.
Or that meme, it's been 84 years.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
My favorite one is the meme. I always see it around Halloween when the dude had the little kid tried to sneak on the bus.
Yeah.
Like, I have a child. So somebody said this is me around Halloween, bringing my kid around because I want candy.
Yeah, man, that's just too funny. But yeah, that movie was like one of the biggest phenomenons I remember at that time. It was that and Star Wars Episode 1 were like the biggest movie releases I can remember at the time. People were so hyped about both of them.
Yeah,
it was just
crazy, Leonardo DiCaprio. In '98.
Yep. Yeah, it was that shit made him a star too, man. That was his breakout role, really.
Yeah.
So other things that happened this week. Let's see. You've been keeping up with the YNW Melly trial?
So I haven't, but it seemed like stuff's starting to spice up a little bit, man, because I thought this dude was just dead as a doorknob, man. I thought it was all there. They said that I guess he released a song or had a song about him killing his friends and all that stuff, at him actually doing a crime. I thought that was it. But apparently it looked like it's some loopholes going on, man. It seemed like the defense can't really prove anything. And something else I found out, maybe it might not be true, I don't know, but I heard the song he made about allegedly killing his friends. I heard he made that song before, like way before. So it wasn't when he made that song, it was before he allegedly killed his friends or something. So that could be a little loophole too. So I guess his defense is pulling for a mistrial. I don't know what that would mean if he get a mistrial. I don't know if he just scot free or what, because from my understanding, I thought they were probably trying to avoid the death penalty, because I think they going for the death penalty with him. So I always feel like lawyers and representatives, they try to at least not let their client get the death penalty. Let them get life and 25 to life in years or in jail or something. But I don't know. It seemed like it's a little interesting, man. And the way this dude been acting, have you seen some of the videos of him in court?
I saw something, but I didn't catch what it was. What happened?
He was like smile. He was on the stand, like smiling and blowing kisses and stuff. Man, this dude looked legit crazy. So
Dog, his legal last name is Demons. I feel like, look, maybe he's where he belongs, dog.
No,
maybe he did kill these people. He probably killed somebody.
Yeah, I would be worried if he get off scot free. Like I feel like they need to probably keep him in there, man. Like if you in there mocking people, smiling, blowing kisses, like, dog, you need to stay right where you at.
Yeah. Nah, he's yeah. I don't know what's going on with that, man. But yeah, I've heard some things about the prosecution not having enough evidence, maybe. But I'm look, after the Tory Lanez thing, I'm not trusting what people say on Twitter who aren't law experts. I'm like, let's just wait and see how the trial turns out. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm hearing there might be a lack of evidence here and things might turn around for him. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. It'll be interesting because he was it looked like it was a lock that he was gonna get the death penalty. But now I don't know, man. Who knows? We'll stay tuned. In other news, Mariah Mills was finally kicked off of Twitter. Round of applause. Finally, she's out of here. She got kicked out the paint. Elon did something right for once. Finally, Mariah Mills, who has been just tweeting night and day about Zion Williamson and their whole little not even affair relationship that was ruined because he got another woman pregnant, apparently. And so she's finally been kicked off Twitter after threatening to release a sex tape with them.
Yeah.
And I think that finally got them out because there's laws against revenge porn and stuff like that. So yeah, she it wouldn't have looked good for her if she even threatened to put some shit like that out there. So she finally got banned off of Twitter. And I saw a recent video of her allegedly getting Zion's name tattooed on her face or some shit like that. I saw Stephen A. Smith talking about it on his podcast. So I don't know what's going on there, but do you have any thoughts about the banning of Mariah Mills?
Yeah, it was very uncomfortable looking at her Twitter, man, because once in a while it will pop up on my feed for some weird reason. And like going to her page, she had like a million followers and only following one person, and it was Zion.
Yeah.
And you could scroll all the way down her timeline, nothing but Zion. Every tweet is tag Zion Williamson, all the way down as far as you can go. I'm like, man, this girl is a lunatic, man. And the crazy part about it is, you would have thought Zion probably blocked her and cut her completely off. He was still in contact with her, like, hey, take all that down, chill. Like, I guess he was still keeping in contact with her. I don't know if he's gonna send her a wire transfer or what. But like, this dude was still keeping in touch with her, man. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if he get off on that type of stuff, but that shit was irritating, man. it was time for her to go once she started tagging the NBA and the Pelicans, talking about I got a sex tape. And I'm gonna release it. I think it's time to go. Just imagine being the social media person for the Pelicans. And you jump on there and you see all of that. That's wild.
You know what was really funny? I saw before her Twitter got banned. She said that because there had been news about the Pelicans potentially shopping around Zion Williamson, which wouldn't surprise a whole lot of people who know about the NBA. Like, this motherfucker's never playing. Why would they not at least see what's out there? But she said that the trade rumor was fake, and they only put that out there to squash the news about her and get her name out of the out of being involved with him. She was like, he just bought a house in New Orleans. Why would he get traded? Like, now you know she got mental issues, man. Because what the fuck? You think players decide? Well, it's the NBA, to be fair. Some have. But you think players going to be like, I can't be traded. I just bought a house.
Yeah, nah.
Like, do you know how trades work?
He ain't got no say so.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. Yeah, other people might have that say so. People like LeBron and all that stuff.
Yeah, Steph Curry.
Yeah,
but outside of those two, maybe get Giannis too.
He ain't got that much say so.
He ain't no trade clause in his contract, man.
Yeah.
So he definitely gonna get shipped out if they want him out. So that was pretty funny. So yeah. Oh well. Mariah Mills is finally off of Twitter for finally don't have to see her name trending hopefully anymore on that little sidebar because I'm getting sick of even seeing that name.
Yeah.
Other things that happened this week. Oh yeah. Speaking of people getting kicked off of things, Babyface has been kicked off of the Anita Baker tour. Man. I guess their beef has culminated because after weeks of Anita Baker alleging that Babyface's fans are attacking her for some back and forth stuff. Well, it's really not even back and forth. It's just all coming from Anita Baker, honestly. But allegations that he couldn't perform one night because she didn't want him to, or something going over. There's a whole lot of I didn't read all the details, but basically they've been having beef during their tour. And she's been adamant that it's not a co-headlining tour. It's her tour, and he's just featured on it. And it's been a lot of inflammatory tweets and posts from Anita Baker. And Babyface finally announced that he is no longer going to be on her tour. And she's been kind of running a victory lap about it ever since. And they did say they would refund tickets, but she seems to be happy that he's gone. I think he's happy to just be done with the drama. But he did just have a good Tiny Desk, so it ain't been all bad for Babyface. He's been he did have a great Tiny Desk performance on NPR, which I recommend y'all see if y'all haven't yet. He also got Tank and some other legendary singers up there as well. So
Charlie Wilson got a good one too.
Yep. And Juvenile is supposed to be dropping one pretty soon too, if he hasn't already. I don't think he has yet, but I know they recorded it at least.
So I went down a rabbit hole with the NPR stuff with the Tiny Desk,
and
I ran across the old ass Adele one.
Oh wow!
Like, this is old Adele. Like, I'm talking about Rolling in the Deep Adele when that song was hot. And when I tell you the production looked so awful during that time, like,
damn,
the cameraman was like zooming in, like whoop whoop, like one of those type of cameras. And I'm just like, damn, Adele looked super young. She looked raw. I'm like, man, that was an old one. I wonder if she'll probably never do another Tiny Desk, but
no,
yeah, but it would be good to have her on there now because this was like early Adele. Like,
I mean, if it was early Adele, that had to be like 2007, 2008.
It was. I think it was.
So yeah, that's. Oh, I'm surprised they kept that up.
Me too,
honestly,
because it popped up. Like I said, I was going through a rabbit hole just looking at all different videos, and that one popped up. I'm like, oh, she did one. I honestly didn't know Tiny Desk was going on that long. Like, I thought it was something as of like 5 or 6 years, But that shit been going on since like 07, 08, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
09. I'm like, damn. But it was really old. It was still the same concept, which was funny. But you could tell like even the camera quality wasn't the best. And that probably was the best quality during that time too. But just looking at it now, it didn't look that good, man. You could tell she wasn't smooth in the face. Like I would have cracked up if y'all told me Rich Paul would be dating her. If you showed me that video of her. So
yeah, a crazy career Adele's had, honestly, man. But the Tiny Desk, we're talking about Babyface and Anita Baker. That's right. So, what are your thoughts on this whole beef, man? And whose side are you on?
I hate to say it, man, because this she used to always end the podcast on a good note.
Yeah,
remember back when we used to play her.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm sorry, man. It seemed like something going on with her, man. It's hard for me to sit there and say Babyface is the problem, man. I never heard anyone say a bad thing about Babyface. I heard a few things about Anita Baker, how it wasn't bad, but it was more, how legendary people get a pass for being assholes.
Mm-hmm.
I will always hear that type of energy when it comes to Anita Baker, how she was an asshole and she do this, she do that, but it's Anita Baker. She got slaps. So, she kind of deserved to be, she had the right to act like this. And I don't know, it just seemed kind of ridiculous, man. Like, sure, like, is it that big of a deal that is your tour? There's no co-headliner? Is it that much of a problem? Maybe I could be wrong, and we talked about this before, people taking sides and all that stuff. I don't know what happened. Maybe Babyface was being the asshole on the tour, trying to say, they're both co-headlining or whatever. But like, if you kick them off because more people coming to see him than you, I don't know, man. I feel like she might be a little full of herself then, man. Like, she should have did it on her own from the beginning, yeah. If she feel a little intimidated. But yeah, man. It was very uncomfortable watching her tweets too, because she tweet very strange. And
yeah,
apparently she was saying all the I guess she felt like Babyface was gaslighting her and trying to get the his fans to attack her on social media and all that stuff. I don't even think Babyface is that type of person, man. He not sitting there talking about some, hey, the Babyface hive. Please.
Right? Are Babyface fans even online like that? She was talking like they was a beehive.
Yeah, I think people just pissed off that he's not on the tour anymore. And they probably had tickets to go see him. So, and shoot, honestly, I ain't get tickets, but I wanted to get tickets to see both of them. I kind of wanted to see Babyface a little more. But yeah, people probably pissed off at that. But yeah, man, it's kind of messed up. It kind of, I don't know. We talked about the whole Gunna thing, the whole snitch thing. If that have an effect on the music to you, I feel like this kind of have a tiny bit effect when it comes to her music. I still like her music, but it's kind of one of them things now that I listen to her. It's just like, man, this girl's an asshole for real.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, it's been really no secret if you've been following her for her career that she's been an asshole behind the scenes, and social media just kind of exacerbated it. HRW on Twitch says Anita was going to break Babyface off if he didn't get gone. Yeah, the whole allegation of cyberbullying, and I don't even know how this started. I guess it started because one night he couldn't perform, and he kind of said he said that because he didn't want her to perform one night because she wanted time to do her set. So he said he wasn't going to perform then. And I guess she's saying that there was a lot of cyberbullying and harassment and threats made from his fan base, and he didn't do enough to stop it. So I don't know. It's just embarrassing to see legends act like this, period. No matter who it is. Like somebody like Anita Baker in your old advanced age, talking about cyberbullying and shit like that. Like, y'all are grown professionals. Y'all should be setting the example for younger artists on collaborating and working together. And it's unfortunate that it had to end up like this, man.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's probably for the best. I think Babyface could do a tour by himself with some special guests, and I would want to see that.
Me too.
So I don't know. Hopefully he gets something popping on his own. But yeah, it's just sad to see some legends having still these goofy ass issues. But that's just music.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we could talk about how people been talking about this. Apparently we've been talking about how it's been a drought in hip hop in this year. We're almost 7 months into 2023 and we haven't really broke down any music, if you haven't noticed, and that's because really ain't shit been dropping. And apparently Billboard has noticed this as well, because they also noted out that this year, for the first time in 30 years, there has been no hip-hop song or album to reach number 1 on the Billboard chart. For the first time in 30 years, there has been no hip-hop song or album to reach number 1. Is hip-hop dying, Figgy? Are these the end times for hip-hop? Is it finally over?
I can't. I mean, to me, I wouldn't say it's over, but I am concerned because we still have people like the Drakes, the Kendrick Lamars, and stuff like that could drop a hot song or a single and they go number 1. But outside of them, outside of the obvious, I don't know who can who is next in line. Because we always by the way, we gotta talk about that freshman cover list too. I seen it drop.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, we gotta play the game we always play. Who we know.
I didn't realize they dropped this, man. Now I gotta look this up. All right.
Yeah, so we always had the conversations of the obvious, like the Drakes, the Kendricks, the J. Coles, and stuff like that, but we always talk about who is next, who is the next class coming up. And I don't know who's the next class coming up, man. They tried to paint Jack Harlow as the guy. I never really seen it. I ain't really care for him. And I don't know. I guess he got quiet. Maybe he's gonna be an actor now or a comedian or something. I don't know. But I don't know who. I think it is a little bit concerning, man, because it seemed like nobody really focused on music as much. Somebody like a Cardi B, I could see her getting a number 1 song or album, but I don't even think she that interested like that. So I do think it's a little concerning. I wouldn't say hip hop is I wouldn't say it's dying, but it is a little bit concerning because I'm wondering how much these rappers how much or how long they want to do music. Are they just using music as a way to get in and just do other stuff, or are they really in it like how Drake and Kendrick and Cole was?
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the issue. I mean, Billboard has talked about, and there's been a few articles and publications that broke down the reasons why. I mean, some of it is streaming and just all those things involved, but also the fact that, there's really who are the stars of this generation? Drake is not this generation anymore. Okay? Yeah, he's the highest selling artist, but he's not the new generation of rapper. He's been out since 2009.
Yeah.
Okay. Kendrick, J. Cole have been around the same time. They're not the new generation of rap.
That's the old class.
Yeah. So who is the new generation? And they brought this up too. The people who were supposed to lead the pack died. You had a Juice WRLD who had the potential. You had an XXXTentacion who had the potential. And they're gone now. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's gonna there's been a lack of star power, man. And I think that's one of the issues as well. I mean, there are hot rappers. There's rappers who have hot songs,
Yeah.
but I
Are
wouldn't
they
say
number one worthy?
exactly. Like, who's gonna take the mantle when a Drake takes a long break from rap? You
Yeah.
know, will
If
there be anybody to fill that hole?
Yeah, because like you can even say it with Jay-Z. Jay-Z was one of those guys. I wouldn't call him like a number one charting artist type thing, but it's Jay-Z. Once he took a step back. He's like, I don't put him in that class anymore. He dropped whenever he want to. And I'm kind of putting Drake in that category a little bit now. He's not quite there, but he's not that type that always drops something every single year at this point. I think he's kind of leaning towards how Jay-Z move a little bit, where he's doing other stuff. So I wouldn't even put him in that type of category. Same thing with Kendrick. Like, I don't know when Kendrick gonna drop another album again. Like, it ain't even no point in asking. So, you know, who is that person? I don't think Lil Baby is that person. You know, some of the hot artists we talk about, I don't think they're in that. Gunna, he's not. He wasn't even in that. I don't think he was in that category when he was before the snitching stuff. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, somebody needs to come through and shake things up, man. I think the sound has also gotten a little old too. We talked about this as well. Like, everything just sounds the same, man. And somebody needs to come through with a new sound and just kind of shake shit up, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think everybody's just so focused on getting on. They want to copy whatever's working for everybody else in general, and just work with whatever hot producer they can find and hope they get a hit. So I did find the list of the freshman class of 2023. So let's play the game of who we've heard of. For the 2023 XXL freshman artist, we have Finesse 2 times.
Shout out to him.
And we both heard of Finesse 2 times.
Yeah, we play some.
Yeah,
I play some music. I fuck with Finesse.
Yeah. Lola Brooke.
I heard of Lola Brooke.
I haven't heard of Lola Brooke.
Really? You heard one of her songs? Go play with it. Go play with it. Go play with it. Go play with it. Go play with it.
Probably somewhere.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize, I didn't recognize her name when I read it.
Okay, yeah. She from New York, got the deep voice. She only like 4'11".
Oh yeah. Okay. Let me see. What song did she have?
Yeah, Go Play With It, Don't Play With It, something like that. But it's like a huge TikTok type of song too.
Yeah, I probably heard this song. Yeah, it's there's like 20 women out with this type of song right now. So
yeah.
All right. Next one, Rob 49.
I never heard of him.
Me neither. Friday with 2 Y's.
I never heard of him.
Is that supposed to be like Diet Weekend? Friday? Like, man, come on, man. Glorilla, of course, we both heard of her. Yeah. Too Rare.
I never heard of him. He what's up with his haircut, man? He got that chalk line around his lineup.
Let me look at this fool. Yeah, I don't know what. That's the lineup where.
Yeah,
I guess somebody forgot to take that shit off. That's hilarious. Next one, Sleazy World Go.
I never heard of him.
Central C. He looks like Pete Davidson.
Yeah,
I don't know who the fuck this is. Real Boston Richie.
So I heard of him. I never heard a song from him a day in my life. But the only reason I heard of him, I think, because I think he's one of the guys that was probably like 12 or 15 years old, and some papers came out that he snitched.
Oh yeah, that was him?
I think so.
Was that the guy that Lil Uzi Vert had a song with and then took it back because he said he couldn't work with that dude because he snitched or something?
I think it is.
Wow.
I think it is because I remember that name. And I'm thinking like, I'm like, dog, he was like 14 years old.
That's hilarious. I hadn't heard of him, but I do remember that story.
Yeah, search first thing that popped up is real Boston Richie accused of snitching in paperwork. Is Boston Richie a snitch?
Yeah, that's not a good way to start off your rap career. So I guess the label must have just dropped money to get him on this list.
Yeah, I'm about to say he made the list.
Yeah, he should probably change his name.
Yeah.
Lud Tyler.
I think I heard. I don't know anything about him, but I think he was on the. I actually got one of his songs. I heard. I think he might be from Detroit, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But I ran across his songs because I was like deep in the sticks on Tidal, and he got a song called Law and Order, and it was they pretty much sampled the Law and Order beat. So it's kind of hilarious, but that's the only reason I heard of him. But otherwise,
so you faking the funk, you tapped in, man. You know these people, dog.
I guess I am. This is the most.
You know all these people. I haven't heard of like not 80% of these people.
I feel good that I'm on a roll like this because I feel bad that we some hip hop heads. We do a podcast to break down hip hop, and we never know anybody on the freshman list. So I feel like I'm doing a good job, man. You need to step your game up a little bit.
I feel like I'm not supposed to know these people. Okay, I'm sorry. These dudes are like 22.
Man.
These dudes are they gotta make me pay attention. Okay, they're 22 years old, man. It ain't like I'm gonna fucking. How is this gonna come across my timeline, man? How is Lud Tyler gonna come across my timeline, man? Come on now, dog.
You gotta listen to some Detroit music or something.
Yeah, you know how I feel listening to music made for teenagers at 36 years old. Embarrassed. That's how, Figgy.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Tia Corinne.
Tia
Corinne. Heard this person?
You gonna laugh at me, man, but I think I actually heard of her, man. She got one song. It's called Freaky T. And it was like one of them popular songs, one of them popular songs that I don't want to say went viral, but one of them songs where I'm just like, okay, it's a catchy little flow, but I don't know anything else about her.
I'm looking at the artwork she has for the freshman list, and I like her video game Nintendo flavored shit. She has a Kirby and Pikachu next to a money bag, and Luigi next to a money bag. So maybe she's a nerd. I don't know.
Very
next one.
Nerd.
Okay, these names are getting ridiculous. Wait, is this his actual name? Oh, wait, no, it's not. It's not. It's DC the Dawn. I thought it was 10th spot winner.
Okay,
that can't be part of his name.
Okay,
DC the Dawn.
I never heard of him.
Yeah. The way they said winner makes it seem like he won a contest or something. Like, was that a fan vote or something?
Yeah, maybe he did win. Maybe he did win. Maybe it was a vote for the last one.
He could have been because it said contest winner. So yeah, maybe that wasn't that wasn't just payola right there, or a strict payola. But so yeah, that is your 2023 freshman XXL list.
Yeah, I would like to hear the freestyles.
I would not. Like, come on, this is gonna be like the worst cipher of all time, man. They've been bad lately.
The good thing is they got Pierre Bourne on the beats, so maybe it could fit what it is now. It's not no DJ Premier, because that's where I think they was fucking up, man. They would have artists like this, but then they had like Pete Rock or DJ Premier, dropping the beat where it's just like, man,
like how dare they expect rappers to be able to rap? I think they learned their lesson. Just because you're a rapper don't mean you can actually rap.
Let's put you on something that you already rap on.
Yeah, let's slow the beat down so you can use whatever dumbass flow you got. You don't even have to try to link up. So yeah, this cipher is gonna be ass, man. Let's be real, okay?
Yeah.
Who's gonna have the standout verse on this shit? Glorilla probably gonna be the most popular because she's probably
Yeah.
the most popular person on this list.
Yeah.
But
To be fair, I don't want to. I don't know the other people as much. I know Lil Tyler ain't. I know he gonna be ass for sure.
mhm.
But Finesse 2 Times can rap. I feel like he could probably put something together for sure. But outside of that, I don't know.
Okay, let's talk about last year's freshman list and who's still around.
All right.
Okay. Let me look through. Nardo Wick, 2022. Is he still around?
I don't really.
He had one song that I heard of. You won't be around next year. Doechii. I still haven't heard of her.
Yeah.
So Fago. I've heard of So Fago. Is he still around? I guess so.
I never heard of him.
Is Babyface Ray still around?
He's still around. He actually hot right now too.
Okay.
It's that whole Detroit shit.
What about Callie with the K?
I heard of her. I don't know much about her.
What about Kaycyy Casey? I've still not heard of this person.
I never heard that person either.
Cochise, I've heard of Cochise. I wouldn't say he's popping right now, but I have heard of Cochise. Big 30. Know who that is?
No.
You won't be around next year. Ken the Man, of course, friend of the show. So yeah, she's popping.
Ken the Man. She's still doing her thing.
Friend of the show, Ken the Man is still popping. Okay, best person on this list.
Yes.
What about Big Scar?
Big Scar actually passed.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he died. I want to say it was like remember this was the guy the family was trying to get Gucci Mane to pay for
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so he actually passed. Rest in peace.
Okay. Saucy Santana is still around.
She might be the hottest one on this list, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. And Babytron. Babytron is still around, I guess. But yeah, man, this is the new generation of hip hop.
Yeah.
Who here is really of these 2 years, who here is really a star?
Yeah, I was gonna do one even worse, I guess. Who is here that had potential to have a #1 song or album?
Saucy Santana, probably.
I can see her having the #1 song.
Saucy Santana, probably. But anybody else, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
And look, there are some people that aren't included on these lists because it is political. But
but see, this is like supposed to be like the next class, the next group of people that's taking over hip hop type thing.
Yeah.
And I just don't see it.
Yeah, man.
I'm looking at the 2021 list now.
Me too. And he's like, they're people I know.
Flo Milli,
Coi Leray, DDG,
Blast.
Ruby Rose, Blast, 42 Doug. But are they stars?
Yeah.
They do music.
I feel like Flo, they trying to push Flo Milli, but I don't know.
They've been trying to push Flo Milli for 5, 6, 7 years now, man. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Coi Leray is probably the closest one that could be star worthy, but it's so weird because it's kind of similar to the Chloe Bailey conversation.
Yeah.
Where they're doing everything to push this person out there. They giving her the features and all this other stuff. But I don't know if people buying into it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ruby Rose, I only hear about her on Twitter.
I only hear no music from Ruby
I never
Rose.
heard a song from Ruby Rose. Pooh Shiesty, he's in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Tootsie, I never heard of him.
Of these last 3 years, I guess Pooh Shiesty had the most impact because he had the mask.
Yeah.
That was the most impactful thing. Not even the song, it was a mask.
Yeah.
And everybody started wearing after that shit. So
Yeah.
Of everybody, he's the most impactful of these last 3 years. Take that how you will.
Yeah.
So yeah,
In a sad place, man. It kind of made me sad a little bit.
a little bit.
I know that's not the end all be all, but
Like when I think of hip hop, I think of like the NBA after LeBron retires.
yeah,
Like it's something's gonna be missing, man. Like what it's just I don't know. I don't know. We need something new. We need something. We need a new sound. We need, I don't know what we need, but we need something.
yeah. And even looking at this list from this year and last year, you could still say maybe it's a little early. Maybe they got to cook a little bit. But I'm looking at the 2020 freshman class. You got people like you got Polo G. I mean, is he number one worthy? I mean, Rod Wave. I never did like Rod Wave,
Nope.
but I mean, is he number one worthy? I actually know a lot of these names. Baby Keem.
Yeah, Baby Keem, but I mean that's the Kendrick stimulus package. Let's be real.
Yeah,
with
but
that.
is he? I mean, but do we have a number one song?
No.
I like this album too, but I feel like it's not. I mean, I don't think he's gonna be nowhere near the next Kendrick.
Nah.
And yeah, I just don't see that. You got NLE Chopper. I don't know. I don't see what the hype is behind him. Lotto. It's funny. Her name on here is Mulatto. Change that one real quick.
Yeah, that got controversial.
Yeah. Now I don't know if she had the number. What's that Mariah Carey remake? I don't know. I don't know if that was the number one song, but that was probably.
I wouldn't say she's a star regardless. Like the more people know who Lotto is. Let's be real.
Yeah. Lil TJ.
Yeah.
Jack Harlow. That's probably the biggest one out of this.
I know, right? For reasons outside of music now.
Yeah. Yeah. Chica, Cowboy, Lil Key.
That is Lil Key died.
Yeah, I remember that. Rest in peace, Lil Key.
Yeah.
Fabio Foreign.
Yeah.
I don't know. 24K Golden.
Yeah, like this
it's sad, man.
It really is, man. Like none of the, like you said, these people ain't. What kind of are they? Are these any of these names carrying a torch?
I don't even see nobody even close to like. They not even near.
I don't even see like the next Future.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Of this list, man.
Yeah.
And Future by no means is like a huge mainstream star. He's a big rap star. He's not a mainstream star. I don't even see the next Future in this list, man.
Or even like, and this is no disrespect, I don't see a Gucci. I mean, not Gucci, but I mean, I don't see a like a Migos or not even nobody in that. I don't
see a Gunna. I don't even see a Gunna in this list, man.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm looking and I'm not saying these rappers don't have a buzz. Clearly, they have some kind of buzz to even be on this list. But it's like I don't see. We're talking about this drought of being the first time in 30 years since there's been a number one hip hop song or album. And for clarification, I believe by this time last year, there was like 6 number one singles and at least 1 number one album.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. It's been a drought.
And real quick, we ain't got to spend all day on this. Real quick, 2019 freshman list: Blueface, The Baby, Gunna, Meg, YK, Osiris. I don't understand I never heard the song from that dude, and he always in the fucking news for some reason. Roddy Ricch, YBN Cordae, Rico Nasty, Lil Mosey, Kamithazine. I don't know who that is.
I know Kamithazine, but yeah.
Okay, Tierra Whack. So, like, I don't see nobody getting up to where the baby was. Like, is it the baby coming soon? Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Man, we could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe you gotta let them cook, but I don't know.
Yeah. And by the way, last year I was wrong. There was 6 #1 albums. There were probably way more singles. There were 6 #1 albums last year. There was Gunna, DS Forever, Lil Durk, Tyler the Creator, Pusha T, Future, and Kendrick Lamar. And so, yeah, I don't know, man. It's part of it is just the fact that nobody's been dropping, but also the fact that, you know, there's a lack of star power in the industry or in the genre right now. New star power, I'll say that much.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't know. Somebody got to shake some shit up, man.
Yeah.
Maybe last but not least, you have any thoughts about the Home Depot girl that everybody's already over now? But
yeah.
So if you missed that whole thing, if you're not on Twitter all the time, there was a woman who went viral for a selfie she took in the bathroom of a Home Depot, apparently, and she had the Home Depot apron on, and the caption says something like, every day people tell me I'm too pretty for this job or some shit like that. It was something, I'm paraphrasing, but it was something like that. And so it blew up. You know, a lot of simps came through and said, why are you doing this? I could take you. Your man shouldn't have you working there. I could take care of you. Niggas was in the comments going band for band with each other. It was really nasty.
Yeah.
Like, it was really nasty. She pissed off some women when she made a comment. She deleted this tweet, but she said something like, just happy to show people that you don't have to be selling yourself or something like that. You can make an honest living. I'm paraphrasing that too, but basically that's what she said.
Yeah.
She said, like, I'm happy to show girls that they don't have to be selling themselves. They can make money in an honest way. So I guess a lot of the OnlyFans Twitter got upset with that.
Yeah, I think she got pissed too, because I want to say a blog said I forgot what they said. They pretty much tried to say, should she make an OnlyFans or something? It was something weird like that.
Yeah.
He got mad, made a long post about that.
Yeah. But to be fair, almost every time I see some random pretty girl go viral for something, like within a few months, she puts up the OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I swear it's happened more often than not. I remember there was this girl that was this fine black woman who was making like these like they're supposed to be like comedy skits, but they weren't really funny. But everybody was acting like they were hilarious because she's fine as hell.
Yeah.
And so like she was going hard on the comedy thing, but then a few months later, I saw the link go up.
Oh man.
I saw the OnlyFans, and suddenly she was like dancing in bikinis with women and some softcore goofy shit, but it was still an OnlyFans, man. I saw it go up. I was like, well, there you go. So apparently she got like ran off of her city and she had to move, the Home Depot girl, because
she's from Houston or living. She was living in Houston.
Oh, was she?
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
She said she was gonna have to. I don't know if she actually moved. She put up a video basically saying that the attention got too hot and it just got too much for her, and she had to quit the job because people found out where she worked and location she worked at, and she probably was gonna have to move and whatever. I don't know if she actually did. Maybe she was just emotional one day and thought it was too much. But yeah, man, people really made it hell for her just for one selfie. Kind of blew up her whole world, apparently. So what are your thoughts on the Home Depot girl saga, Figgy?
Yeah, I thought it was funny also. I don't think you ain't bring this up, but Shaq sliding.
I saw the Shaq thing, yeah.
Yeah, Shaq, I think he's slick, man. He's sitting there trying to say, oh, keep your head up. Don't let nobody, tell you anything, all this other stuff. And then said, tell your boyfriends I said hi. I'm like, man, this Shaq trying to be slick. But it's funny because whenever I do see somebody cute, I always give them a follow just to see what they're about. But she was a little irritating, man. So I had to unfollow her.
Mm-hmm.
some people look, man. I hate to be disrespectful, but some people just be so corny. To me, she was one of them cute girls that was like a bad type of corny. Like she was trying to do like she knew she was getting all of the extra attention, so she was trying to be extra with it. Like, oh, I'm not showing my body, or oh, I'm not doing this, and I'm about positivity. And she was just doing the most. Where I'm just like, I don't feel like seeing this. And yeah, it's funny because like I don't think she was trying to clout chase at first. Like with the selfie, I felt like, I mean, she probably was being a little clout chasey with the selfie and saying, "Oh, people keep saying, why am I working here?" Da, 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 da. I felt like that was a little clout chasey, but I don't think she knew it was gonna blow up like this. So I did feel bad for her from that point of view, but the corniness just started oozing out, man. I was just like, man, I gotta hit unfollow. I don't care how
Yeah.
cute you look. So it was a little corny. Like you said earlier, man, all the simps was coming out. I'm just like, nah, man, it's over with. I think I wish she could have took advantage of it and just kind of leaned into it a little more, and maybe, maybe go under Shaq's wing, I guess. I don't know. It seemed like she kind of blew off Shaq a lot. First of all, she put his DM out there. I'm like, damn, I don't think he wanted that. And you could tell the way she was responding that I wonder how old she is, because you could tell she was a little I don't want to say childish, but she was just like just her response to Shaq, sliding in her DM. She's just like, "Oh, thanks," and "Oh yeah," hey, like he just saw her in person and said, "Hey, great job doing this work." And said, "Oh, thanks, man." It seemed like she wasn't really trying to, capitalize off of that, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah. No, I get you. And from the vibe I got from her is like she was probably very sheltered and very religious, because in the video I talked about, she mentioned like God and religion like every 5 seconds. So I feel like she was probably a church girl and very sheltered growing up, probably. So this whole internet thing was kind of probably new to her in terms of like the attention that she got. So yeah.
So yeah, I kind of felt bad for her, because that's the good and bad about social media, man. Like that little 5 minutes of fame can blow you up, but it also could tear you down real quick.
Oh yeah, you just can't take any of it seriously, and it's hard to, because people are making all these judgments about your life based off a damn picture. And look, can we be 100% real with it? Okay, that selfie, she looked good because it was hitting all the angles. She had the right amount of makeup on. But looking at her other pictures, man, look, I got to be real. She was not too pretty to work in retail. Okay.
Yeah.
And look, let's be real. There are a lot of bad women. There are a lot of baddies. I'll put it like that. I put a lot of baddies working in retail, man. I worked at Best Buy for like 7 years. I saw a lot come through who worked there.
Yeah.
And ain't no such thing as too pretty to work. Okay. I don't care who you are, dog.
That's one of them old ass lines. When they could be at the corner store and be like, "Girl, you too pretty to be working. Let me take care of it."
Yeah, dog.
No, we seen it in Coming to America. Remember in Coming to America?
Yes.
The nigga with the Jerry curl was like, "Hey, job. Come on, I'll take care of you."
Yeah,
that's a line, man. that ain't nothing but a line trying to get the girl number or whatever.
Yeah, dog. No, this woman was where she belonged. Let's be real, man. Look, good for her for not being a prostitute, I guess, because that's what we got to applaud people on now. This is how low the standards have gotten. Good for you for not selling ass, okay? But it's not like she was too pretty to work at Home Depot, man. I'm sorry. Like, she was not. No, there's no such thing. Number one, there's no such thing as being too pretty to work anywhere. Okay, I don't care if you ain't got time. If you ain't got whatever it takes to be a celebrity or famous at something, you where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was real cheesy. Number one.
Yeah, I never understood people say, "Oh, she too pretty to be working there." Like, you think Like she gotta do something. Everybody ain't no
right. And like, what is that? Because people, I know, like you said, it's just a line niggas use to try to get a bitch. But like, do you think that everybody who's pretty becomes famous or is a model?
No.
Like, there are not enough spots in modeling and celebrity and movie and acting for every pretty person to make it.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't care how fine you are. Like, there's women who are finer than Beyonce. Okay, and they are somewhere working at Chick-fil-A. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, look, that's just how the dice falls for people sometimes. That's how the cookie crumbles for some people. Okay. Not everybody gonna make it. Not everybody has the talent or ambition or will or drive to make it or even try. Or just you don't get lucky.
Yeah.
You don't have the right people around you. But there's no such thing as being too pretty to work anywhere. All right.
It's funny because you could literally say that about any job. They could
Mhm.
be a teacher. Girl, you too pretty to be a teacher. Like what does that even mean? So all these other regular jobs, you gotta be ugly.
Mhm.
So
and the implication that some rich man should be taking care of you.
Yeah.
Like, how many rich men do you think exist in America or the world, period? That can have a woman just not work in this economy?
Yeah. Or a better question is, what do you think she should do if she shouldn't be working?
Yeah.
Like what type of job is right for a pretty girl? Like, what's the right type of job? If she shouldn't be working at Home Depot, where should she be working?
Nah, she should be living at my house, just laying on the bed all day. I don't fucking know. Like, so I don't like I really hate the old people game like that. I used to there was a dude, I used to work at this damn Amazon warehouse for a little bit, and there was this dude used to gas up this woman. She was thick. She was cute, but she was thick. I had a little crush on her, I'm gonna admit. But this dude used to be like, "Why are you working out? You need to work out." You like Doug niggas. I told him I hate that type of game, man. Stop saying that shit, okay? Stop. She's talking about trying to get healthy and work out. It's like, girl, you don't need to work out.
Girl, you look just fine the way you
Shut the
are.
fuck up with that type of bullshit, man. You gonna tell you look good, girl? You already too skinny. You need to work out. Shut the fuck up, man. Get some better game, dog.
Yeah.
I hate you don't need to be working. You don't need to be working out. You don't need to be doing this. Anything that's hard in life, you don't need to be doing it. Okay?
The worst is seeing it on social media, though. Like you said, you see all these simps in the comments.
Yes.
Oh no. Oh, what happened? Oh, it's okay. All this other just simping away, man.
Mhm.
Like, oh my God. Like, y'all know she fucking around with y'all.
It's depressing, man. Seeing the comments and like some of the people who scrolling on a pretty girl's Instagram is like some of the most depressing shit you can see as a man. Men just embarrassing themselves. And it's like, do y'all really think she gonna entertain some random nigga on Instagram that left a comment? Really?
And it be a lot of thirst traps too. My favorite ones when they post something, be like, I'm tired of being single. Boy, just look through the comments, man. You see a lot of let me take you out on a date.
Oh man.
Oh, why are you sitting there single?
Yeah.
Oh, let's do this. Let's do. No, you think like, dog, this ain't 2002 or
you'd be happy over here.
Yeah, this ain't MySpace days where you can set your status as single or some shit and try to, really get somebody. Like, you think she's sitting there saying, "Dang, I'm tired of being single," with a thirst, being a thirst trap? Like, come on, man.
It's depressing, man. It's depressing, but some people are just down bad. Okay, some people are down bad and just gonna take any shot. Just some shooters shoot, man. That's the Kobe Bryant game right there. I don't care how bad the shot looks. I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, I don't care how
I
many.
don't care if I got 3 niggas draped around me, blocking me. I'm gonna chuck this shit getting chucked up. That's the J.R. Smith way.
Yeah, I could be 2 for 40.
Yep.
I'm gonna shoot. I'm still shooting.
They don't care, man. But
it's sad, man.
It really is, man.
Embarrassing.
It's embarrassing as a man seeing some of these comments. But
we sit here all day talking about, man, guys don't be all. But you look at the comments, you be like, damn. Like it's there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's depressing, man. But what can you do? You can't save everybody.
Yeah.
But anything else happened this week, man? I think that might about wrap things up for this exciting edition of the podcast, man.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Anything trending right now before we wrap this up and miss something big? Let me check the social media accounts. I don't really see anything. There was some drama about Dr. Umar saying something about black men again, but I don't really care.
Really? Oh, okay. I ain't see that.
Lemon
is trending. I don't know why.
You get a new job finally? I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck it. It's hot. That's my last comment. It's fucking hot outside, man. I'm getting sick of this shit. Y'all motherfuckers were complaining about the cold weather. I hope your fucking bacon outside ass is happy now. It's too damn hot, man.
No, it's insane.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You get in the car and it's like a fucking
oven.
I be feeling like the pain of my ancestors when I get in my like this is how y'all probably felt every day.
Yeah.
In the fucking sun, man. So it is too damn hot.
Yeah.
And that's all I got for the podcast, man. Okay.
Yeah, that's all I got too. Yeah. I ain't got nothing going on. What you doing this weekend?
Fucking look, man. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm locked in with these video games, dog.
Okay.
Because a new Final Fantasy game just came out.
Okay.
And I've been playing that. And nigga, dog, it's been too much heat coming out with video games. I feel like because last year I barely played any games, man. And like I finally felt like I shook the habit. And now I feel like Al Pacino in Godfather 3. Just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in. And there's been so many games. I've been playing that Resident Evil 4 still. I ain't beat that yet. I'm getting close to it. And now I've been playing that new Street Fighter still. And now he just dropped a new fucking Final Fantasy, man. That shit's crack. So now I'm hooked, man. I'm probably gonna be staying in all weekend just playing fucking video games.
We need to turn this into a video game podcast at this point.
I'm willing to, man. I'm willing to. I was actually thinking about having asking somebody to come on for Street Fighter. This dude, he's into hip hop and all that shit, but he's also like a big name. I had no idea if he would accept, but I was thinking about it. But I don't know, we might. I would definitely be willing to have some gaming content on here, man, because that's the future, apparently.
Yeah. They make money.
Bank. Yeah, I know. Dog, there's this new streaming service called Kick that's competing with Twitch, and they're giving out people like $10 million contracts and shit, man. Like motherfuckers getting paid millions of dollars, like it's the NBA or some shit.
Damn,
like they getting paid M's to stream video games.
Man,
like, damn.
We're gonna have to talk after this. We might have to revamp this.
Hey, we already done turned to a sports podcast for like a month.
Yeah.
So maybe we got to get a gaming podcast going too, man. But
yeah, maybe we could do like a gaming podcast where we actually have a game we playing and talk about topics.
Hey, fuck it, man. That might be the new wave, man. But just stream some video games and talk about whatever. But what about you, man? You got anything going on?
Shout out to my man Dende. He got first of all, he got an album out called 95 Civic, I want to say.
Okay.
It's a dope project. Check it out. And he got a show coming up this Sunday at Warehouse Live.
Oh shit.
So I bought some tickets. I hit him up. He actually said I told him we was gonna get him back on the show. I forgot to hit him back, but maybe we're gonna try to get him back on the show whenever stuff slow down for him a little bit so we can talk a little anime and all that shit.
Yeah, yeah, man. I'm down for it, man. I'm down for the fellow nerd to come back, man.
Yeah, man. He been doing this thing. I felt like he blowing up a lot now. So
yeah, I see that, man. I see that. He definitely got a following. So I've been peeping that. So
yeah,
I'll check that album out, man. That's
yeah,
dope.
yeah. Nice little R&B album, and I can't wait to see him in concert, man. It's funny because now the concerts I really be going to be like local concerts.
Yeah.
So like I don't even be interested in the big concerts like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. Salute to him. Yep, that album is called 95 Civic.
Okay.
So
check that out, man, for sure.
good.
And yeah, with the local artists, like, look, man, you know they're gonna show up on time. You know they ain't gonna cut the set list short. So there's pluses, man. With certain things like, yeah, you would want to see a Lil Wayne show, but you don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
What if you're in a bad mood and just leaves after 30 minutes?
Exactly.
You just wasted your money.
Yeah.
So
yeah, one thing I like about the local shows, like the last show, when I went to see Fat Tony, it was just like so cool. He was like walking around. So he was like walking around before he performed. And he was like, hey, what's up, man? We talked a little bit, and then he was just chilling, like mingling a little bit, and then he got out there and performed. So I'm like, damn, this is cool. So, you know, I like stuff like that, man. And plus, Dende, he's super talented.
Yeah.
Real good singer, got some real good songs. So, yeah, man, should be a vibe, man.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Make sure y'all check out Dende as well. If you ain't got nothing to do on a Sunday, man.
Yeah, this Sunday at Warehouse Live. Make sure
Sunday.
Yeah, y'all ain't doing nothing. Ain't football season yet.
Yeah, I know, right? It's dead on Sundays, man. He ain't watching no Astros.
Yeah.
So
they said about sorry too. So
yeah.
I
It's
think they
looking kind of
playing
rough,
tonight.
man.
I think they playing the Dodgers.
Yeah, I saw that shit about Lance McCullers too. I'm like, well,
yeah,
it's one of them years.
No Brantley.
Yeah. I don't know. Football season coming soon, no. So we'll see. Anyway, appreciate everybody who came through on the podcast, man. Appreciate you, HRW, Mad Juan Chemist, Ernesto, and Matt Smith on Facebook. Appreciate y'all for kicking it with us for these past 3 hours almost. Until next time.
Hey.